Dude, this righteous view, man, it's different, man. It's it's provocative, man. I mean, I don't even know what that means. It gets the people going.
What do you like about hood guys? What do you like about them?
I don't know. I feel so protected. I don't know. I don't know. They just make you feel so protected. And, I don't know. They just do something to you.
You and the drug dealers.
I am. I have been in situations where I could be, riding around in traffic or with him as he handling business, whatever. And we had pulled up to a light, and his enemy was like, okay, so if this is us, his enemy is on like the right hand side of us. And when I say like I ain't never had a dude like lean over me and drop the seat back to where I fell back, and they start shooting, and I'm sitting here like, I like you here.
Right.
That sounds so toxic.
So basically, you was in a shootout and it turned you on.
Yes. And I don't know why I liked it, why it turned me on. I got issues. It's the toxic for me. I don't know. Just shake me up a little bit.
Right. So basically, just him shaking you up or whatever, that's like a good way to put you in your place.
Yes.
Okay, but what if a man doesn't even want to do that? He's like, yo, I don't even want to do that. Like, do you feel like that makes him less of a man?
I'm not gonna say it makes you less of a man, but how you gonna control me?
Right. So if he's not shaking you up, then he can't control you.
I mean, I guess not, because I mean that's the.
Let me tell you something. We about to go stupid. 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 This shit we be on stupid. This shit I'm blowing on stupid fruity. If it ain't D, y'all she right Gucci stupid. I'm Louis stupid. All about my check and I go stupid.
Lord, they blood loud like he Putin. Nigga thug drop like he Putin. Ain't a coop, nigga can't scoop me. I hear the hate loud, call it rootin'. Dodo bird, a real extra bitch. Speeding around in a dumb wheel. Push start, banana split. Dior bag, hold an extra clip. Cuff a rap nigga, extra drip. Then stack with him, extra flips. Florida water, real loony bitch. Purse Gucci, no Dooney bitch. Pussy talk, no rumor-ish. On the whole head like a tumor sick. Shots fired, I don't miss. I'm the definition of a real bitch.
We on stupid. This shit I'm blowing on stupid fruity. If it ain't D, y'all she right Gucci stupid. I'm Louis stupid. All about my check and I go stupid. I'm in a two-seat on my cup till no hangovers on me. We gon' try buy your new phone wheel. We in the Range Rover, no heat. Take out now, can't wait next year. Roll that out, I'ma cover my ear. I'm too high, so don't come near. If it ain't on me right here. Got an ounce of pride, got pills on my drive license. We're broke way too long, main reason all of be spinning. Took it out last year, now back up. Bumped on your man, now she stuck. I don't do favors and don't trust luck. I'm pulling up if it's by the bus. This shit we be on stupid. This shit I'm blowing on stupid fruity. If it ain't D, y'all she right Gucci stupid. I'm Louis stupid. All about my check and I go stupid.
What's up, class? Good morning, guys. Hope all had their breakfast. Hope y'all ready to learn, guys. We definitely here today to learn. We definitely here to get this money situated, guys. So let's get into the warm-up video. You know what I mean? I gotta break this thing down. I gotta slow walk this string. Salute to my good breads, all my introverts, all my extroverts, all my alphas, all my freestyles, all my free agents. You know what I mean? All my MGTOW men, all my black town men. You know what I mean? Salute to the brothers. Y'all already know what time it is. Also want to give a big shout out to my guy, Supreme 10. He sent me this content today. So we definitely want to get into it. We want to talk about the things that our schools and our hell of a mothers don't teach us about credit and about money, guys. You know what I mean? They don't teach us a damn thing, guys. They don't teach us nothing. So let's get right into it, guys. I'm gonna make sure I don't confuse anybody on what we're doing today. All right. We come from environments, guys, where this is how we think of credit. This is what we think when we hit credit.
Number 9. Poor people use credit cards or take out loans for useless things. One of the main differences between rich and poor is how they make use of credit. The rule is simple. If you take out a loan to buy something that doesn't generate more money than the loan, don't take it. It's that simple. You should only use credit if what you'll be using it for is an investment. Want to take out a loan for a large TV? Don't. Want a loan to buy that new Supreme gear? Don't. Want to use credit cards to get the new iPhone? Don't. Unless you're flipping the Supreme gear for profit, or you're using your iPhone to develop a new app to grow your business, these items should not be on your credit. Instead, earn the money and then spend it.
What exactly is a credit card, and why is it different than cash or a debit card? Well, a debit card is similar to cash since it's connected to your bank account, but a credit card is more like a loan. So what exactly does that mean? Well, when you go out to eat with your friends, do they reach for their credit cards? Many Americans will choose their credit cards, especially if you have a card that gives you cash back or points when you use it, over a debit card when making purchases. But why is a credit card important? Let's say that you don't have enough cash to buy that $500 TV you wanted for a while, but it's on sale for $450 and there's free shipping, because I know that that's important to all of us younger shoppers who rely heavily on e-commerce. So now is the time to pull the trigger. Since you don't have enough cash on hand, you ask your parents to loan you the $450 to buy the TV. They say yes, but with a couple of caveats. One is that you have to pay it back in full by the next month. And if you can't, then you have to pay interest on the amount that you haven't paid back. But on the upside, your parents appreciate you relying on them, so they give you little perks, like inviting you over for a free dinner. Those perks are akin to credit card rewards, which can let you rack up points or cash back to put towards your next bill. So why should you rely on a credit card? Well, having a line of credit will allow you to grow a credit score, something you need for apartments, mortgages, etc. And a good credit score is typically around 640 to 740. And credit cards can be safer to use than debit cards. So next time you see your friends whip out their credit cards to pay for dinner, consider whether or not it's worth putting the bill on your card instead of just Venmoing them back.
Absolutely, guys. So right there, you see credit cards are a chain. They're a chain. They're a ball and chain.
Tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon.
They are the new ball and chain. Sorry. They are the new ball and chain. That's where it starts, guys. They're the shackles of our life, guys. These credit cards and this borrowing and these loans. You know what I mean, guys? This is what is controlling the people. This is what got the people addicted. So I definitely got to teach you guys about this. In order to getting our money on and getting to understand money, we got to know what's constructed to take our money. We got to know how to keep our money. You know what I mean? Because I can teach you how to get the money, but if you don't know how to keep the money that you getting, you gonna be you conforming right into what they want you to do. All right. So And I told y'all guys again that we going into a whole different zone over here. You know what I mean? They can't put us good breads in a box. You know what I mean? They can't put us in the box. We know what time it is. You know what I mean? We going to touch on all red pill topics. And financial literacy is definitely one of them, guys. So we're going to show our ass today, guys. You know what I mean? Word. We're going to show our ass today. So let's get on into the next video that I got for you guys. Poor people spend money before they get it. And you could substitute poor people for modern women, single mothers, simps. You know what I mean? These are the people in our community that spend money before they get it. These are the people in our community that don't know a goddamn thing they doing with this money, with this credit. They don't know what they doing with it. You know what I mean? So don't go following these fools.
Number 12, poor people spend money before they get it. One of the biggest dangers in life is spending money before you have it. The second you start borrowing money or acquiring expenses before you're able to pay them, your life starts to spiral down. If you don't have money for something that you're willing to part with without affecting your life, then you can't afford it. Go back to work and then get it.
This is an absolute fact, guys. We get in the habit of trying to keep up with other people, so we start borrowing money and shit once we spend all our money trying to ball out. All right, guys, that's stupid. And I don't know, I know who taught you how to be stupid, but don't be that. All right, guys? If you can't afford it, leave that shit alone. Don't conform to consumerism. That's why the girls is running around here screaming they're the most productive and they got the most money, but where the wealth at? They also got the most custody. Then why are these kids broke? You know what I mean, guys? Keep in mind, that's because they spend the money before they even get it. You know what I mean? Before child support cut the check, before public assistance cut the check, they already done borrowed the money. So when public assistance and their child support come in, you know what I mean? Likewise, you fellas ain't low. You alphas, I don't want none of my alphas loaning money to their little beta male friends that's worshiping coochie, bro. When they spend all their money up on the coochie, that's it, bro. That's it. Don't help them. Don't help them get no more, bro. All right, y'all? Y'all stay in touch and y'all come back tomorrow so we can continue to finish this list of things that poor people do that rich people don't. So we ain't running around here acting like we a victim. Peace. All right, guys. These are just pieces of information that your black folks and your black community say that they don't want us to have. They don't want us to know. You know what I mean? So I'm here to deliver you the information. That's a damn good fact right there. That's a damn good topic to discuss. We spend our money before we even get it. Before the check is even cut, we done spent the shit. There's no way you're going to progress in life. There's no way you're going to see results from your self-improvement if you faking shit. That is part of faking it till you make it, guys. You got to do the work all the way. You can't just try to buy instant gratification. You can't buy your way to self-improvement. You know what I mean? Guys, like, you can't fake learn. There's no way to fake learn. Like, if you wasting your time fake learning something, then it's stupid. Then that's stupidity, guys. Then you deserve to get what you get. So let's get straight on into this piece. This is the secret and history of the credit card and credit business, the credit bureau. Salute to my guy Supreme 10 for sending this one in. We definitely need to touch on this. This is a definite major talking point when it comes to financial literacy and understanding what's going on here. You know what I mean? Understanding what's going on here. Yo, salute to you, my guy. The Meth Lab is definitely in the building. Y'all get on over to the Meth Lab for y'all hip-hop news. Like, y'all hip-hop news, y'all fucking with these girl channels. Y'all be fucking with these nosy T channels, bro. When you want that raw hip-hop, you know what I mean, and worldly news, what's going on in the music industry, Fuck with my guy right there, the Meth Lab, guys. Take your time to go on over there and salute and check him out, y'all, guys. We even got a video where he did one of my first interviews. He interviewed me on some, come to my, you know what I mean? He showed nothing but love to the Good Bread when I was a small itty bitty channel. Had probably about 100 subscribers, and he opened arms to the kid. So much love to the brother, the Meth Lab. Y'all get on over there and check him out. But yeah, guys, like I said, we gonna do the red pill, the real red pill. We ain't got time to be talking about bitches all day, because we know they gonna fuck the bag up. So I'm gonna teach y'all how not to fuck the bag up. I'm gonna teach y'all how not to fuck y'all bag up. And I'm gonna teach y'all how to get the bag, so y'all not relying on they bag. Because a lot of y'all done got comfortable relying on they bag, they participation award bag, should I say. Because it's a participation award bag. You know what I mean? But y'all relying on a participation award bag that y'all don't even get your own bag. You don't even feel the need to get your own bag. And that's dumb. All right, guys? So let's get it. Let's talk about this credit card and this credit shit. You know what I mean? Which ties into the money. And stick around. Watch the video to the end, guys, because at the end of this piece right here, you know what I mean? I'm going to give you guys 15 dumb things that this society, school, and your hell of a mother done taught you about money that's wrong, all wrong. And I'm coming with the facts, guys. I'm coming with the information that they say they don't want us to have this information. We victims. We victims, yo. No, it ain't no. We ain't victims, bro. I tell y'all all of the time. We are 7-foot giants. All of us. We're 7-foot giants pretending to be drowning in a 3-foot pool when all we got to do is stand the fuck up, bro. You know what I mean? Stand up. I know that your mom's taught you that she is the end-all, be-alls, so now you dependent on women. But no, bro, count on yourself. Do the work so that you can bet on yourself. You see, when you start doing the work, then you're not looking for other motherfuckers to do the work for you and you got all your eggs in their basket. No, when you start doing the work and you start seeing the results of your self-improvement and personal growth, that's when you start banking on yourself now. You shake that hell of a mother sprinkle that limits your risk-taking ability and keep you into a little cub. You know what I mean? You limit that and you go taking risks and you see at the end of the risk rainbow, it's fucking results. It's success. It's peace. It's happiness. It's all the shit that they limit you in these fucking poverty hoods, guys. You know what I mean? But you gotta want the education. You guys gotta want the education. You know what I mean? It's no win in pretending to get educated. That's why we here.
American family has 8. Tonight on Frontline, the average American family has 8.
0% for life on transfer balances.
Credit cards, plastic money, have become both a necessity and a ticket to a better life.
Hawaii! A credit card is an extraordinary, unbelievably great convenience for the consumer.
But the credit card industry plays by its own rules.
I don't know any merchant in America who can change the price after you've bought the item, except a credit card company.
Credit card banks earn record profits.
MBNA's profits last year, 1.5 times that of McDonald's. Well, McDonald's did too well last year.
But the profits come at a price.
Now they've raised my...
Absolutely. You don't ever take no money from the devil. You take money from the devil, he gonna spin the block and come looking. You know what I mean, guys? He gonna spin the block and come looking. This is why you must be educated. Educate yourself before you start getting into these credit cards and this debt shit. Because that is the shackles of slavery. See, there ain't no more slavery now. Ain't no more slavery. You can't just enslave a black man. But you can show him some fancy shit, give him some credit, let him buy it, and then tax him for it. And now he your slave. Now you a slave. They do it to the women all of the time. They do it to our designer junkies all of the time. So they look good on the outside. But inside, they fighting demons. They ain't fighting no damn demons. Niggas fighting bills and shit. These niggas fighting bills. They out here on social media capping for the public, bro. Capping and eating crab legs. Go inside and be poor. and be poor. You know what I mean? Put on a hell of a front though, guys.
The rate to 19.98, and I have not been late ever.
There are irritated, unhappy, dissatisfied customers in this industry.
They are the new loan sharks in America.
I certainly didn't imagine that someday we might have ended up creating a Frankenstein.
Frankenstein? What do you mean, Frankenstein?
Tonight, frontline correspondent Lowell Bergman and the New York Times investigate the secrets of your credit card. This may seem an unlikely place to begin the modern history of the credit card. More than 1,000 miles from Wall Street in the paneled halls of the Federal Reserve in Washington. But this is where the credit card business first began to really take off. This is Sioux Falls, South Dakota, a modest town of 140,000, known for its cattle auctions and meatpacking industry.
And salute to my girl Shayna Baszler, WWE stand up, yo. That was the only time I ever heard about Sioux Falls, whatever the fuck they just said. But salute to Shayna Baszler. All my WWE fans, my wrestling fans, y'all know what time it is. Salute, guys.
It's a town which boasts a huge post office, big enough to service a city several times its size. Every day, millions of pieces of mail pass through here. And from here, millions of credit card solicitations and bills are sent to mailboxes across America. And billions of dollars in credit card payments come in from around the world. Today, Sioux Falls is one of the major credit card processing centers in the country.
That's where all our black generational wealth is at, right there. That's where all the black generational wealth is at, right there, in that building, right there. So it's not in the black community. It's not in these communities at all. It's right there in that building. You saw all them damn letters, bro. You saw all that damn credit. People owe up. People owe up. And some people know they owe, and they just fitting to die with the owe. They like, fuck it. They can't pay. I don't got to pay them back when I die. But what a horrible way to live, with all that cloud hanging over your head while you surviving. Because you ain't living, you're surviving.
It all happened in Sioux Falls because a quarter of a century ago, times were hard in South Dakota. There was a nationwide recession with double-digit inflation. Money was very tight. South Dakota banks were issuing very few mortgages or loans of any kind.
Interest rates were going into orbit. They were climbing all the time.
So Bill Janklow was then the governor of South Dakota.
When I came to the governor's office, South Dakota had very tight historical laws on what you could charge to borrow. In other words, there was one interest rate by law that they could charge for new cars, another one for used cars. It was highly regulated what interest rates people could pay. What I'm trying to say is we may have a law that said you could charge 9%, but money cost 11%. So banks weren't loaning money.
To get the banks to issue loans, South Dakota decided to eliminate its historic cap on interest rates, known as a usury law.
We had actually changed some of our laws in '79, and we had previously introduced legislation and passed legislation, or were passing legislation, to lift the ceilings on usury so we could free up and get capital in South Dakota.
At the same time, across the country, in New York City, a legendary banker had his own problems.
Oh, it's very simple. We were going broke.
Walter Wriston, then chairman of Citibank, had a credit card division that was hemorrhaging money. New York's usury laws prohibited banks from charging more than 12% on most consumer loans.
Interest rates went up to 20%. And if you are lending money at 12% and paying 20%, you don't have to be Einstein to realize you're out of business.
And it was costing Citibank 20% for money, and you were only getting 12% back?
Certainly.
Because of the limit on interest.
Yes. There was no way that you could continue.
So Riston and Citibank began looking for a new place to do business.
So we made a study of the 5 states that had either no usury law or very high amounts. One of
Peep game, you listen to these characters, listen to these individuals, bro. What's the first thing they always say? We did a study. You see, you have to educate yourself first. Before you do anything, before you do any of the fuck shit, before you start moving in silence, educate yourself first. Everybody that done fucked us over, the first thing they did was studied us. Peep game, guys.
was South Dakota. So he said, look, we'll bring a couple of thousand jobs out here.
In 1981, Citibank moved its credit card operation from New York to South Dakota.
From the time I met them until we passed our legislation, it was just several weeks. I mean, we really moved. That was a good deal for us. It was a hell of a deal for them.
What did they get out of this?
What Citibank got out of it? They got to stay alive.
But what really attracted Citibank to South Dakota was an obscure Supreme Court decision that said a bank could now export its interest rate to other states. It was called the Marquette decision.
The Marquette Bank decision was a U.S. Supreme Court decision that said, forget where the bank is chartered. Wherever the credit decision is made, in whatever state, that's the place where you can apply interest wherever you make the loan. In other words, if South Dakota had a 25% ceiling, then you could charge 25%, even to a loan in Florida.
Janklow realized that the Marquette decision meant that South Dakota could become the credit card capital of America.
In a very short period of time, matter of a few months, I was meeting with the chairman of the board of Bank of America, with First Chicago of Illinois, Chase Manhattan Bank, Manufacturers Hanover Bank, Chemical Bank, Bank of New York, all the big banks in America, because only South Dakota at that point in time appeared to be willing to move forward to invite people to come in.
But soon, another state got into the act. Delaware copied South Dakota's legislation, and Wilmington soon became the credit card center of the East, luring other New York banks and giving rise to new companies like MBNA. For the first time in American history, there were no legal restrictions on the interest rates banks could charge on credit cards nationwide.
You could look at the Marquette decision and say, all right, maybe it took the lid off, but what it did was it had a very egalitarian effect.
Duncan McDonald is the former general counsel of Citibank's credit card division. He says the Marquette decision allowed bankers to charge higher interest rates to riskier customers.
The minute Marquette came along, you could jack the price up a little bit more to cover those people. And as a result, tens of millions of people who were paying 30 and 35% interest rates to small loan companies all of a sudden got the product at 19% interest rate and an annual fee of $20. So in that sense, it was very egalitarian and very good.
And very good for banking. As the deregulation of interest rates enabled more people to get credit cards, the industry began to expand and became the most profitable sector of banking, with $30 billion in profits last year. We wanted to talk to the executives of the major credit card banks about their business, but were directed instead to the American Bankers Association.
We've asked for interviews with all the major credit card companies. They won't talk to us. Why?
That's our job.
You know why they ain't gonna talk to you, bro. They ain't fitting to tell on theyself, bro. They ain't fitting to go on social media and start giving away the blueprint on how to fool a dummy. They ain't gonna talk to you. They gonna always send you to the representative, bro. Come on now. Y'all see it? Y'all peep what's going on? We could do this shit ourselves, bro. If we stop being mingy to each other and shit. If we shake that hell of a mother selfish shit that she sprinkle on us, we could do this shit ourselves, B. Word. Yo, much love and salute to the brother Black Trunks, yo. Black Trunks be all over the space, yo. You already know. Show that brother some love. Put some respect on that bro name, yo. Real dude, yo. Salute to you, Black Trunks.
Job. They pay us dues to handle these kinds of sometimes difficult assignments.
Ed Yingling is the incoming president of the American Bankers Association and the industry's top lobbyist.
How profitable is the credit card business?
The credit card business is profitable. You would expect the credit card business to be somewhat more profitable than the rest of the industry or parts of the industry because it's riskier. It is an unsecured loan, and so you would expect the returns to be a little higher.
Wasn't last year record profits for this industry, and they're expected again this year?
Yeah, but compared to what? It is not an unusually profitable business compared to other businesses.
MBNA's profits last year, 1.5 times that of McDonald's.
Well, McDonald's didn't do too well last year, and MBNA is a big company.
Citibank more profitable than Microsoft, Walmart, and the executive.
The banks is killing them, guys. Understand, the banks is killing them. The banks is killing them. It don't get no more profitable than the banks. Everybody want credit. Everybody want to fake it till they make it. Remember, fake is the new real. Fake is the new real. You ain't gotta convince everybody. All you gotta do is convince the masses, and they gonna roll. Everybody finna roll.
They're highly paid.
Right. These are really big businesses, and they do make money.
Today, nearly 144 million Americans have credit cards, and they are using their cards like never before, charging $1.5 trillion last year alone. Credit cards have become an essential part of the American economy.
I really can't say that I love my credit card, but I would hate to live without it.
I use it a lot for work. It's easy access. I can take clients out for dinner.
I take advantage of the miles. We fly first class on vacations. It's nice to be able to spend what you don't have.
Right, it's good though. It's always good to spend what you don't have. Remember the video I played in the beginning? We tend to spend money before we make it. We spend money that we don't have, and that's what the credit card business is. The credit card business is it's attached to your emotions. So it can say, hey, we know that you're an emotional dummy. We know that you are so unemotional intelligent. I don't give a fuck how many books you read, how many degrees and masters and bachelors you got. If you are an emotional dummy, if you are an emotional wreck, they gonna get you because they say, hey, we know you are an emotional dummy. So we give you this card here. So when your emotions kick in, you know, and you start to hate something, you start to love something, you start to like something, you're sad, you're depressed, I'll give you some money and you can spend it right now. You got it right now. And then we just spend a block on you and charge you more. You see, this is why it costs you more to stay in poverty. It costs you more to stay living regular and to stay mediocre than it do to just go for your success and hit the number, bro. They don't charge rich. They don't do rich people like this. Rich in the mind, rich in the pocket, rich in the spirit. They don't get done like this, bro. This is the new slavery.
Can you imagine living without a credit card in this society?
It's hard to imagine.
We sat down with a group of credit card customers to talk about how they use their cards.
We're consumers. America loves to consume. It's in our blood.
It is like an addiction.
Look what he said. Americans love to consume, a straight asshole, a whole fucking asshole. But he right. He ain't lie. I can't hit him with the crab leg. They just misinformed. They miseducated. The majority.
I mean, I have this new credit card in my pocket and look at that great dress. I can do it. I really shouldn't do it all. I'll just pay it off later. And you do it.
If I don't have that iPod, I'm not cool.
Yeah.
So I can charge and pay it off.
And Christmas is just around the corner. There's always something.
She right about that. Think about it, guys. They tell you when to spend your money, when to spend the card. They give you the money. Then they tell you when to spend the money that they give you every single month except for August. This was the only month these motherfuckers ain't tell y'all what to do with y'all money. You know what I mean? Think about it. They done told y'all every other month prior to this what to spend y'all money on. You know what I mean? Except for this month. Now next month, y'all give y'all kids to them. Y'all give y'all prized possessions to these people, yo. So is that why they give y'all a break in August? they don't need your money in August because they finna get your kid in September. These is just, you know what I mean, things that make you go, guys,
They're just a gift for the traveler, which I am a very, very, very frequent traveler indeed is what I am. They are indispensable.
Actor and author Ben Stein loves the convenience of using his credit cards.
Credit cards are an incredible deal for me. I mean, I have lots and lots of different cards. I mean, my wallet is just stuffed with cards. It's just insane. It's just ridiculous. I look like I've got a third breast from my carrying around my wallet with so many credit cards in it.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you very
Stein.
much.
Have a nice
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Stein says he charges thousands of dollars a month in business expenses on his credit cards.
Well, I use all their good services and they don't make any money from me. I mean, none to speak of. Oh, wait, here's a kind of cute one.
The credit card companies do make a percentage on each transaction, but Stein is not their ideal customer because, like 55 million Americans, he pays his bills off every month and doesn't pay any interest.
The credit card companies hate people like me who pay off our bills every month. And I know that because I ran into a fellow I went to high school with on the street, and he told me he worked for a credit card company. And I told him about how much I use credit cards. Now I pay them off every month. And he said, oh, we hate you. We hate you guys. We call you deadbeats.
Deadbeats in the upside-down world of the credit card business are the people like Ben Stein who pay.
Now, how the fuck that sound, guys? So because you see the shit that I'm talking about, this is the wicked world, guys. This is why you can't conform with these people, bro. So you're a deadbeat because you pay now. I thought a deadbeat meant you was running from child support. I gotta call Mr. Palmer now. Now I'm confused. I got to get Mr. Palmer on the horn after this live because they got about several definitions of one word, and I can't go. So now a deadbeat is a nigga that pay his bills on time, that won't allow you. You see how that works? Wait a minute. I see it. So a deadbeat, good breads, is a person that will not allow himself to become a slave. We figured it out together, guys. I did not have that written in my itinerary for today. I didn't know that. We stumbled over that shit together. You heard him. I'm going to play that part back because now that makes more sense. This is why they call the fathers deadbeats, because these fathers don't want to be controlled by the woman, by the slave owner. You know what I mean? So because the father want to raise his seed the way he want to raise his seed because he's the man and he's the leader. You know what I mean? So, all right, let's play that back. We figured this shit out, bro. We figured this shit out.
And I know that because I ran into a fellow I went to high school with on the street, and he told me he worked for a credit card company. And I told him about how much I use credit cards. Now I pay them off every month. And he said, oh, we hate you. We hate you guys. We call you deadbeats.
Deadbeats in the upside-down world of the credit card business are the people like Ben Stein who pay off their bills on time. The industry's best customers are the 90 million Americans who don't pay off their credit card debt. They're called the revolvers.
People in the industry tell us that revolvers, people who borrow money basically with their credit card, that's where the profits are.
I don't think
that's some bullshit. Do y'all see that shit right there? Y'all heard it for yourself. You can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. So now, oh man, I'm a deadbeat, man. Fuck all that, because I don't want to be no slave. I'm a deadbeat. Hashtag deadbeat, because I am not trying to be nobody's slave.
That's where all the profits are.
Well,
I think it is generally understood that those that use the revolving part of the credit card are kind of the sweet spot.
Today, the sweet spot, as Mr. Yingling calls it, continues to grow, and the top interest rates charged are higher than ever before, according to Robert McKinley, who founded CardWeb, a research firm that tracks the industry.
The top 10 issuers in the country are charging interest rates of 25 to 30% to some of their customers. And this is in a market where interest rates are at a 40-year low. We have consumers paying interest rates that would be considered loan sharks in my day.
At the same time, Americans with credit card balances are carrying a record amount of debt.
How much credit card debt is the average American family carrying?
About $8,000.
There goes the generational wealth. There goes the investment that's going to get us to the generational wealth. There goes the risk that we can take when we have, you know what I mean, when we have unchecked income, you know what I mean? That's how we can get our money up. But $8,000 is a lot of money, yo. That's a lot of money when you playing poor, when you run around here acting like you're a victim. You know what I mean? You can take that $8,000 and turn that into 20 real quick with some education. But when you're not educated, when you running from new information, and when you engulf on the beliefs that your stupid mother programmed in you, then you're going to get what you get in life, guys.
For those who are carrying some debt.
Elizabeth Warren is a Harvard law professor. She has researched the growing credit card debt held by middle-class families and how it can lead to big trouble.
And what families are discovering, even with mom and dad in the workplace, is they often can't make it to the end of the month. And so they often use credit cards to bridge the gap. They borrow to make ends meet. And then what happens is,
we used to call it back in the days, where the old heads used to call it back in the days, you borrow from Peter to pay Paul. You know what I mean? That shit, bro. Peter still won his bread, yo. You know what I mean? Peter still won his bread, bro. So you got Paul paid, but Peter still won his bread. You know what I mean? And that's the trap. That's the trap.
something goes wrong. Somebody loses a job, somebody gets sick, family breaks apart through death or divorce.
She doing okay?
Like most Americans, Jim and Juanita Mueller managed to pay their credit card bills each month until they both lost their jobs.
We didn't have any emergency funds set aside, so they kind of became our emergency fund to fund our life while we were waiting for the employment to come along. And so you borrow from the credit card and pay that month, and then the job doesn't happen, so now you got to borrow more. And
voila, guys, this is where we get our PayPal and shit. Not the PayPal. This is where you get that what's that bullshit that these GoFundMe. This is where the GoFundMe comes in at. You know what I mean? You see these families, they be styling and profiling them up and down on social media. Soon as something happens, soon as an emergency happens, GoFundMe. Now they begging. Now they begging for more public assistance. Because that's all that is. Y'all asking for the public to assist y'all in y'all foolery.
we just kept digging deeper and deeper, and we started robbing Peter to pay Paul, as the expression goes. You know, take money from a credit card to pay other credit cards, and that just increases it. Then that's where it really started to snowball.
As the Muellers fell behind, their credit card companies began to apply penalty interest rates and fees to their bills.
Do you remember when the interest rates started to rise?
Some of them, one late payment and forget your old interest deal that you had. So,
and forget the fact that you had the credit card for a number of years and were paying on it regularly. We're never late, and as soon as you miss one payment, it's like all deals are off. Everything goes up. I mean, some of the credit cards we had were 9% or less. All of a sudden, they're 24, 25%. Because, oh, well, you're late. You've been late several months, and now we're going to raise your interest rate, and we're charging you the late fee. And now because the interest rate and the late fees have accumulated, now you're over your limit, so there's an over-limit fee.
The Muellers' credit card debt eventually grew to nearly $80,000 on 10 cards. They found that they could no longer keep up with their payments and had to file for bankruptcy. They were one of a record 7 million families to file in the last 5 years.
It wasn't that we didn't want to pay off our credit cards. We got to the point where it was impossible. Right. It was just, short of...
You fell in the trap, guys. You fell in the trap. That's what you did. You allowed your wife to drag you right in there. You couldn't put your foot down. You know what I mean? That spontaneous spending due to emotions. Fellas, take notes. Remember, I tell you, I'm going to bring you the content so we can learn from these fuckers' mistakes. Because that's how I learned. That's how I got to be great, bro. God ain't born me like this, and my hell of a mother damn sure ain't raised me like this, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't have a father in my life. I know my dad. He knew me. We spoke, we chilled, talked, we went out. But you know what I mean? I fit the same mold you fit, bro. A fuck-ass moms, fuck-ass school system, fuck-ass people, fuck-ass family. You know what I mean? It's on us to educate ourselves, bro. And not run from information. And it's gonna be the people that we don't like that got the best shit for us to change our life.
A rich relative, which neither one of us have, dying and leaving us $100,000, nothing was going to happen because the credit card companies weren't willing to work with us unless they got all their money as fast as possible.
The main things that trigger a bankruptcy filing are a job loss, a medical problem, or family breakup. Without those things, most American families can deal with their credit card debt. But
and that's a fact. Once you start getting in these relationships and start playing this relationship cap into marriage, that divorce is coming. That divorce is coming. I like the way she worded it, but that divorce is coming. Break up, yeah, that's what it does. It tears apart the generational wealth. You know what I mean? Salute to my boy Dirty. Yeah, Dirty, you got to teach him how that we could do this. We could become our own banking system, yo. We can tribe up and do our own banking system, guys. Like, you heard them. You heard how Citibank rolled out. They just ran down on shit and put it together. How they put it together, bro.
credit card debt puts them at much greater risk, so that if they stumble, if they get hit by one of the other blows, they get their feet tangled up in those high interest rates and they just get sunk.
0% for life on transfer balances and up to 3% cashback bonus.
Ironically, the Muellers are still getting offers for more credit cards.
You're still getting solicitations in the mail.
Yeah, we got one yesterday from a credit card company that told me I would never have credit with them again. One of the last times I talked with them and told them what our situation was, they said, well, we're canceling your card and you are, in essence, blackballed with us for life. You'll never have a credit card from us ever again.
See, guys, and this is why all those educated lames and those independent Isabels, they run around here capping and dapping, crab leg eating, but they can't produce the generational wealth because they all trap themselves into this debt. You know what I mean? They all got this debt. So they trap themselves into a lifestyle. And instead of folding, instead of closing the show, they're going to keep the monkey show going now, because now they live this lifestyle. They grew comfortable with this front and shit. So now instead of closing the show, showing their true colors, ain't nobody going to laugh at you. We going to mention it because you was all hired and vile. So we going to mention it, but we ain't even going to bother you. We going to rib your ass for about 2 hours now. Come on back down to the cereal. Come on back down to the sandwiches, the regular sandwiches. Come on down with us. So we going to get you. But you ain't got to hide it. You ain't got to then go loan more money and dig yourself in more debt trying to keep up with this lifestyle. And this is what your stars do too. A lot of y'all be looking up and worshiping these broke ass stars, and these stars be pop. These stars be one bill away from coming back to the PJs with us, bro. Y'all got to understand how this shit works.
Yesterday received a solicitation from them, 0% for life, with up to a $50,000 line of credit.
Diapers, milk, and laundry detergent. $25.
Oh yeah, and that stuff he just said.
Spend more time with your family. Priceless.
Encouraging Americans to take on credit card debt is critical to the profitability of the industry.
Hawaii!
Yes! Call now to request the City Advantage World MasterCard, and you can earn free award travel plus get 10,000 bonus miles.
Making it easier and more attractive to spend has been the job of Madison Avenue marketers.
New tool belt and chrome tool set. $126. Getting some use out of it? Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For Father's Day, there's MasterCard.
But the success of the industry has also relied on financial innovators like this man, Andrew Carr, whose peculiar genius, industry insiders say, has helped shape the way the credit card business works. Carr, a consultant who rarely consents to interviews, only agreed to talk with us if we did not identify his clients or where he is currently living.
Give me an idea of, from the time you got involved, late 70s, with credit cards, the ideas, the innovations that you've come up with.
Well, I convinced the client.
They got a bunch of niggas running around here worried about their credit score. Your credit score don't mean shit. Yeah, I said it. Your credit score don't mean shit. All that mean is, yeah, you are authorized to dig yourself into a hole. You know what I mean? Biblically, you know what your credit score represent? Biblically, your credit score represent that you pay shit back, that you are a good person, that you are a God-fearing person. That's what your credit score represent. That you know what I mean? That you got some resolve with yourself. That's what that means. You know what I mean? That's what that mean. But y'all make everything into some extra shit, like, cause you got a high credit score. What that mean? What that mean? What that mean? Honestly, guys, put that shit in the chat, yo. What that shit mean? That you think, oh, that's what the woman like to hear. Oh, they like to hear that. Oh, they like to hear men that say I got a high credit score. Fuck your credit score, bro. What you gonna do? You gonna get a house with that and pay the mortgage on that house? You know what I mean? A house is a liability, bro. That's not an asset, sir. You know what I mean? See, they don't teach you this in school. But we gonna get it, guys. Like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you did not already subscribe to the State of the Art School that I got, the other channel on the Daily Good Bread Show, go there and subscribe to that. Because over there in that school, that's where we really gonna take off. You ain't even gonna hear my voice. You ain't gonna hear no cursing. I ain't gonna give you no excuse not to get all this work and not to get all this information that you need to get the fuck out of poverty. And if you can't get out of poverty between this channel and that channel, bro, and the other channels that we have in the righteous sphere, then that mean, bro, you just comfortable in it. You like to be in that cage. You done dressed your cage up while the cage door is open and other motherfucking birds is up there flying all around your little cage. You comfortable with your cage. And that's okay. If you like it, I love it. So fuck all that. But hit the subscribe button. Let's go.
That instead of having 5% of the balance as a minimum payment, we should reduce that to 2%, which is a very dramatic change, less than half.
Before Andrew Carr got involved in the industry, most bankers required that customers pay 5% of their credit card balance every month. Carr realized that if customers were able to pay less, they would borrow more.
You were able to explain that it was people making low payments who were the most profitable.
Having a lower minimum payment allows you to offer higher credit lines, which first of all makes your card product more attractive because people judge, even if they don't intend to use the whole line, they would rather have a higher line. The high balance accounts will be much more profitable than the low balance accounts.
Because they're paying interest?
Because they're paying interest on a higher balance.
Today, Carr's 2% minimum is a common feature on millions of credit card bills. And every month, some 35 million Americans pay only the minimum payment.
By the way, while you were running up balances on your credit cards, or currently have balances on your credit cards, do you have cash in the bank?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I can wipe my debt out.
So why don't you do it?
I feel it's a nest egg. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You might need that money for something else.
So even though you're paying double-digit interest and you could get rid of the balance or most of it, you're going to still make those payments and keep the cash in your bank account.
Right.
Look how passionately stupid these sisters and these simp niggas be about this credit shit. Look how she's sitting there like, yeah. He's asking her, so you know you're being dumb, right? And she's, yeah. So you know you're a dummy, right? Yeah, I know I'm a dummy. Yep. God damn. You can't make this shit up, yo. And she's been programmed this way. Her hell of a mother in school taught her this. You know what I mean? So she'll fight me tooth and nail. She'll fight him tooth and nail. That they word ain't the Bible, yo.
Right.
Andrew Carr's research showed that making the minimum payment eased consumers' anxiety about carrying large amounts of credit card debt. They believed they were being financially prudent.
If you lose your job or something bad happens, you have to have money and you don't want to live off of a credit card. So you need to have that money, saved somewhere in case something happens.
In fact, the industry was reaping huge profits from Andrew Carr's intuition about people's behavior. But then in the late 90s, Carr says he had a new insight. Customers were being flooded with competitive offers for low-interest cards.
People were offering 12.9% interest for the first 6 months, 10.9% on balance transfers, and I convinced the client to go straight to 0% as an introductory rate. It gave them competitive advantage. It led to, of course, the others also going to 0%.
Carr knew that even though the 0% offer could easily change, people would still be attracted to the bait.
When you're getting something in the mail several times a week that offers you 0% for 6 months, they look at the headlines of the solicitation in the mail, they spend 30 seconds on it, and okay, I'm going to be better off at the beginning. They're going to give me something. They're going to give me a 0% rate. People believe what they want to believe.
0% APR. What does this mean? I mean, you're saying that's meaningless. Most cases, if you were to sign up for this card, the bank will honor that rate through that period of time. But there's a lot of fine print that goes with what could happen. For example, if you were to miss one payment, this rate will go away immediately.
According to McKinley, the key to understanding how credit cards are marketed lies in the great digital revolution, the amassing of data on American consumers.
Well, there's a gold mine of information residing out there in these databases by the consumer reporting agencies, the credit bureaus. They're collecting information about what kind of accounts you have open, the balances, whether or not you make those payments on time. And that's a huge reservoir of information there that they can tap into and be able to get a sense as to whether or not a consumer is a revolver, someone who doesn't pay the balance off in full each month. So they can kind of sift those out. And today it's really become almost surgical.
The ability to surgically target consumers and track their financial behavior has become a booming business dominated by 3 credit reporting agencies which gather information. All that data is then crunched by a little-known company called Fair Isaac, which calculates a number called a FICO score for almost every American with a credit history.
We're not a credit reporting agency.
All right, guys, make sure y'all locked in and paying attention on this part right here. Y'all need to know that because you already know the FICO and FICA on you. We still trying to figure out who that nigga is on our fucking W-2s and our pay stubs. Yo, who the fuck is these niggas, bro? Come on, guys, let's get it.
Like an Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian that's gathering information daily on consumers and building up consumer records.
Tom Quinn is a spokesman for Fair Isaac.
We simply work with the credit reporting agencies and they deploy their data onto our mathematical formula to create that score.
The median FICO score is 720 out of a possible 850. The riskiest customers have scores below 600. The score is an indication of how likely you are to pay your bills.
Lenders use that score almost like a thermometer to determine if they're going to grant credit or not. So the algorithm is an indication of that consumer's future risk in terms of credit behavior.
Algorithm meaning a mathematical formula.
Yes, mathematical formula.
See, they've been on this algorithm shit, yo. You know what I mean? They just shared the word and now we run with it. No, algorithm. I mean, they've been on this shit. Everything been AI. It been AI. They studied us, bro. So they got the data. The data is in the bag. Now we on these panels, guys. We on these panels giving out the data that they got. That's all we do. When you see us in the righteous fair, us brothers is just giving you the data that they got. You know what I mean? That's how they know. Look how the hood's set up, guys. Look how the hood's set up. You remember that rat video, the rat experiment video that we did? And salute to y'all. Y'all really popped that video. That video is still trending. You know what I mean? But y'all remember that rat experiment, how they sectioned off the rats, you know what I mean? And then they had one food supply. They had one place to get the food, just like the hood. It'd be a corner store over there. It'd be one corner store for the food. It'd be one supermarket here. And you see how all of the dominant rats, they guarded the areas where the food sources was. This is why you get your guys standing outside in front of the 24-hour store. You know what I mean? Fake masculine guys, your fake masculine guys. But those are gonna be your dudes that are they're guarding the poverty. Those are your, remember the rats that guarded the poverty? They guarded the stupid shit. They was always located at the entrances of the entrapment. It's the same shit, guys. It's the same shit. I mean, you heard him? Yo, he said bait. He said to see if they take the bait. You know what I mean? Salute, Jacob. Words. And that shit was real. That shit was real. Yo, son, that was a learning experience for me. You know what I mean? I tell you, I just grab a bunch of content and I put it together. I'll make it make sense. You know what I mean? Through the verses in the Bible.
Yeah.
And how many people have this number?
We estimate that approximately 75% of the U.S. population that is eligible for credit, i.e. those who are 18 years or older, have a FICO score at any given time.
You know your credit score?
Mm-hmm.
You're not aware that you have a credit score?
I'm aware that I have one. I don't know what it is.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
How stupid looking this nigga is. So you got this credit card. You racking out on free money. You see how people is, bro? People addicted to the lazy. They addicted to the instant gratification. We all know, us people with some sense know, that if you ain't worked for it, bro, it's going to come at a cost, at a hell of a cost. These are some hell of a motherfuckers, bro.
I don't know what it is either.
So if I said to you the words FICO score, do you know what a FICO score is?
I know the terms. I'm not clear on what they are. I've never gotten my credit score.
An individual's FICO score.
Yo, but you know what's funny though? All of them is like that. Majority of them is like that. The only ones that really know what the score is the ones that's not going to be enslaved and not going to be trapped. The ones that took the bait, you heard him. He said they set the bait and they get them all types of premiums and they take it. The ones that take the bait, they fools, bro. They fools. But the studies showed that. The studies showed that. That's why they was able to get it to them.
Or often determines how much interest he will pay on a credit card. The terms and conditions of the card are laid out in the fine print of this contract.
When I get a credit card, there's a contract that goes along with it. What kind of contract is this? Because I never read it. Have you ever read it when it came to you?
I'd have to admit, in most cases, I may have just glanced at it. You know, it's filled with so many legal terms and so many pages and such small print, and it can be intimidating, I think.
It says that I'm guaranteed the terms of the loan for as long as I have the card.
Yeah, that's the slave agreement, bro. You just agreed to be back into slavery. I told you what that was. You just signed your right to go back into modern day 21st century slavery, you big dummy. You big dummy, yo. That's what you did. And you see, guys, ain't no color. Ain't no color to the evil. They got a lot of white people trapped in this shit too. In fact, the white people that you look up to and y'all swear got white privilege and y'all swear they better than y'all, them motherfuckers, that's their money. Them niggas got they wrapped in credit, yo. Ugly house, whack house, can't buy nothing, can't do nothing. Know what I mean? But we sitting up there worshiping motherfuckers like they better than us. You know what I mean? They fuck our self-esteem up. My nigga, how many of y'all, who taught y'all niggas how to be stupid, bro? Who taught y'all how to be stupid, bro? They gave these niggas the credit card first. They fucked up their generational wealth first. You know what I mean? We just went and copied. We always copy off of them. That shit crazy, boy.
Yeah, well, you know, the one unique thing about the credit card business is that the issuer can change the terms and conditions at will.
Without asking my permission?
Absolutely. They can change it all. It only takes 15 days notice to make those changes. I mean, you could be offered a 5 or 6% interest rate today and perhaps get it. 2 months later, that could be 30%. There's nothing to prevent the issuer from changing.
The niggas is crazy. Niggas be like, yo, right here, yo, son, don't worry, bro. I'll give you X amount of dollars and you ain't even got to pick this cotton. Niggas be like, all right, bet. All right, boss, sign up. And now the nigga hit him with the, yo, listen. Listen, yo, can you pass me that? Can you just pick up 2 2 bundles of cotton. Got him, like, got him, man. Got him. Know what I mean?
Changing those conditions.
Even Professor Elizabeth Warren, an expert on contract law, says she has a hard time deciphering her contract.
I've read my credit.
Exactly, yo. That's a great point, KDH. Look at Donald Trump. Let's take Donald Trump. Know what I mean? That's my nigga. Look how he did it. He had to, even he went bankrupt. Know what I mean? And it wasn't until he went bankrupt, got educated, that he came back a monster. Know what I mean? But before he got educated, he went bankrupt. So it ain't got shit to do with color, guys. If you make yourself a sheep, the wolves is going to eat you, point blank, period. If you play this victim game, you gonna get ate. You gonna get victimized, point blank, period. That's what it's about. It ain't about no white man. Fuck is you talking about, bro?
Credit card agreement, and I can't figure out the terms. I teach contract law. And the underlying premise of contract law is the two parties to the contract understand what the terms are.
Have you ever read the contract that's sent to you with your credit card?
Yes, but I'm a lawyer.
Do you understand it?
I do understand it. I think it'd be very hard for a lot of people to understand. And I think it's a constant battle to try to figure out how you make.
From his mouth to your ears. And remember, God told us to stay away from the adulterous and the wayward wordy. The niggas with the wayward words, the niggas with the big fancy words. Like a lot of niggas used to pick on me. Know what I mean? A lot of broke niggas that I could hire today or tomorrow used to pick on me because I wasn't all articulate. I wasn't pronunciation. My pronunciation was crazy. Plus, I just text too fucking fast, and I'm not looking back at what I text because I'm texting how I feel. I text how I feel. So fuck all that. So I come off a bit ignorant. But motherfuckers that, like I said, I will hire today or tomorrow, easy, got the nerve to bash me. And then they go out there and be idiots to people that is fools. This man right here just told you he a lawyer and he still don't even know it.
Disclosures and those types of things in plain English so that somebody will read them.
Ed Yingling says the fact that the contracts are difficult to understand is not the industry's fault.
Our disclosures are very explicitly set forth in law and in regulation, much more so than in most.
So that means salute to my guy, AR Sheriff. The sheriff is in the class, yo. Salute and welcome to class, my guy. Word. Yo, y'all heard him just now, man. These niggas don't give a fuck. It's similar to the music industry. Sign right here. All types of shit is in that contract, but sign right here. And the motherfuckers be so thirsty because they got their credit score up, they go sign right there. And you back into slavery now. Now you just signed yourself back into slavery. And then you walk around here talking about you're a victim. You're a victim because the white man, meanwhile, you got 4 or 5 credit cards in your back pocket. You got your credit score all up. And you ain't doing nothing to contribute to your brothers. You know what I mean? Come on now. Miss me with the cap and crab leg, man.
Consumer contracts. Ours are heavily regulated.
They say the contract contains information, even the typeface, that's mandated by law.
But the laws, that's the point now. The laws are inadequate. There's not enough there. These guys have figured out the best way to compete is to put a smiley face in your commercials, a low introductory rate, and hire a team of MBAs to lay traps in the fine print.
One of those traps, according to Warren and other critics, is something called universal default.
If you do miss a mortgage payment, you do miss a car payment, any other, it can trigger what is called a universal default. They actually have the right to change it if you miss a payment with another creditor. Or in some cases, even if there's a change in your credit worthiness. In fact, you don't have to miss a payment. You don't have to.
Now I'm gonna need all y'all young niggas that got your credit score all high and shit and got all these credit cards. I'm gonna need y'all to go back into your little contracts and make sure y'all understand that. Y'all understand this part. This is a teachable moment. This is a teachable moment. You know what I mean? It's a teachable moment. And I'm not bashing or hating on anybody that went and got their credit up, because I told you the biblical significance behind that. That means you have the makings of a quality person because you pay your bills on time. You doing the right thing. You know what I mean? You ain't backbiting nobody. You paying on time. But that's not the end all be alls, bro. That don't make you a giant. Especially if you're not using that to leverage and help the tribe. That don't make you a giant.
To go over your credit limit to be in default, you could have, for example, maybe your balances are too high.
You've seen one of these, right, before? I want to read you something from a contract. Your APRs also may vary if you are in default under this agreement or any other agreement that you have with us or any other related companies for any of the following reasons. You fail to make a payment to another creditor when due. Do you understand what this means?
Fine.
You do. Do you know that it means that if you fail to make a payment and are late on anything else that you're paying on, your house, your car, anything else, they will find out and they can change your interest rate? Did you know that?
I had no idea.
I had no idea. This is the first I've ever heard that.
All right, so then why did y'all answer the first? Y'all lucky I'm far from my button right now. Because I should have hit y'all. Matter of fact, we're going to play that back because I'm going to hit y'all. I need that. I'm going to play this back and watch this. I like this. It's a good one. Because y'all motherfuckers lied that first time, man. Y'all sat there and shook. Yeah, as the words coming out of his mouth, y'all saying yeah, and don't know a goddamn thing he's saying.
You don't have to miss a payment. You don't have to go over your credit limit to be in default. You could have, for example, maybe your balances are too high.
You've seen one of these, right, before? I want to read you something from a contract. Your APRs also may vary if you are in default under this agreement or any other agreement that you have with us or any other related companies for any of the following reasons. You fail to make a payment to another creditor when due. Do you understand what this means?
Fine.
You do. Do you know that it means that if you fail to make a payment and are late on anything else that you're paying on, your house, your car, anything else, they will find out and they can change your interest rate? Did you know that?
I had no idea.
I had no idea. This is the first I've ever heard that.
Well, why is it legal?
Well, because it's disclosed in the contract.
Doesn't seem fair. You've done no harm.
Bitch said, why is it legal? Bitch, you signed it. You signed back into slavery, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, white bread. I'm sorry, white bread. You wasn't a part of the first transaction of slavery, but they got your ass now, white bread. They got you now, white bread. You a part of this shit. You a slave now, white bread. Look at you. How it feel to be a slave, white bread. You know what I mean? You want to work together now, white bread? You know what I mean? I forgive you, B. I forgive you for my ancestors. You know what I mean? I forgive you for my ancestors. You want to work together now? Because you're a slave now. I ain't no slave, though. I ain't no slave. Nope. But you want to work together now? See?
Harm to the company themselves. You're late with someone else. You haven't affected your standing with that company. No, it doesn't seem fair that they would suddenly say, oh, well, now we can raise your rate.
They're taking advantage of someone who is in that position.
That's what Andrew Guile of Wilmington, Delaware says happened to him.
Yes. I had gotten a letter from MBNA several months ago that my rate was going to be increased.
MBNA raised his 8.9% interest rate to 19.9%, and his minimum monthly payments nearly doubled.
They told me the first time that my rate had been raised because they found an occasion back in 1998 when I'd gone 60 days past due on a competitor's credit card. And I asked them, what in the world does that have to do with MBNA, especially being 6 years ago? I said, that has nothing to do with my account here. I mean, that it absolutely took my breath away.
When Guile...
I bet it did. I bet it did. How it feel to be a slave. White Mike, how it feel to be a slave, white Mike. Damn, yo. Damn. Damn. Damn, that's fucked up. They just bait and switched on them. Bait and switched on them.
Protested, he says he was given another reason for the change. He had become riskier, he was told, because his account balances with other creditors were too high.
I was a great customer at MBNA. Always paid my balances on time, paid more than the minimum balance, many times paying it down completely. But I was never late. I used the card in a wise and responsible manner.
Frontline wanted to ask MBNA about Giles' problem, but we were told they never comment on an
That's fucked up. He a deadbeat. He was being the deadbeat, yo. He was being the deadbeat. No, my bad. He wasn't. He was buying in. He should have been the deadbeat, yo. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, they taking souls, bro. They taking souls. They taking good people. You know what I mean? They getting everybody, bro. Everybody slaves, bro. Everybody slaves, bro. Make you want to throw your whole credit card away right now, right? You looking at your credit card. Those of y'all with your credit cards and credit debt, credit bills, y'all just like, damn, Mr. Goodbread. Why you always got to tell the truth? Like, why you can't shut the fuck up? Right? Like, damn, bro. Where the fuck you get this content from? Damn, yo, you a slave, my nigga. You a slave, my nigga. I'm sorry. But we gonna get out of that. I got the blueprint. Like I told you, it's a rescue mission. And I just want you to identify you might be a slave, and I'm gonna come rescue you, yo. I'm gonna come get you. I'm gonna come scoop you up. And again, females that's watching, you know what I mean? It's a man channel, and I'm rescuing my niggas. But if you wanna roll, you can roll. I do not discriminate. We do not hate women over here. We hate bad behavior. And the majority of y'all bitches have bad behavior. But if you want to roll and realize why you don't have your dad in your life, or why you didn't have your dad, or why you might just know your dad a little bit or sometimes, or why you had a weekend dad, if you want to learn all that, you can come on and roll with us. Also, if you want to learn why you wouldn't date a brother like your brother, like a man like your brothers, then you can come on too. You know what I mean?
Individual's account. But just 2 months after our interview, Giles says he got a call from the office of the president of MBNA saying they would move his interest rate back to 8.9%.
The real question here is whether or not you can change the price, not for new items you buy after your credit score has changed, but for old credit that you've already taken out. My mortgage company agreed to an interest rate, and if I lost my job, my mortgage company does not get to double my mortgage. Credit card companies can say, remember how you bought the big screen TV at 9.8% interest? We've decided we want 29.9% interest, and there's not a darn thing you can do about it right now.
The contract allows a credit card company to change the interest rate on money you borrow from them after you borrowed it.
Some do. Yeah, it depends on the contract, but a lot of them do.
If they find out through this information system that you've been late on your payment for your automobile, they can notify you and that you're going to change the interest rate on the money they've already lent you.
And I think there is a misunderstanding about what the credit card agreement is. My agreement with you is you've come to me, you have a certain credit score. And based on that credit score, I'm going to charge you 12%. If in the future, it turns out that your credit score has deteriorated and you now are more risky to me, I'm going to charge you the interest rate I would charge to somebody that has that credit score.
Is it fair to change the price of the deal after the fact?
The product is not a promise to somebody that we will lend you that amount of money forever at that interest rate. It is a very short-term revolving line of credit.
It's dishonest. Plain and simple. It's dishonest. They may say it's good business for their financial bottom line, but it is a very poor way to treat a customer.
In 1996, another important Supreme Court decision opened the door to bigger profits for the credit card industry and a raft of new complaints from their customers. That decision, Smiley versus Citibank, much like the Marquette decision before it, lifted state restrictions this time on the fees that credit card banks could charge.
We were working this thing here for a good cause, free market pricing.
Duncan McDonald was one of the lawyers who worked on the Smiley case.
The late fees that were common across the industry up until Smiley were in the $5 and the $10 range. And the economic thinking was that there had to be flexibility to allow up to $15. But when Smiley came along and took the lid off it, it went from 5 to 10 to 15 to 29. And recently it's gone up to 39. I would guess that it's probably going to go up to $50 a year and a half from now. I certainly didn't imagine that someday we might have ended up creating a Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. What do you mean, Frankenstein?
I look at that and I say to myself, is $50 a fair fee plus a 25% interest rate and all these other fees that are thrown on for folks who are probably not that risky? Is that fair? I look at it and I say to myself, there's the Frankenstein. We've created something that has to be dealt with.
Since Smiley, credit card companies have doubled the amount of revenue they generate from fees. Late fees, over-the-limit fees, return check fees, and the like.
Fee income has gone up much, much faster than interest income in the business.
So the fees are meant as a penalty to make sure that you pay on time, or are they a profit stream?
Well, they really have become a profit stream. It's not just the fees that they charge, even though they're 3 and 4 times higher than they were less than 10 years ago. That's the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the penalty that's inflicted on consumers with these situations where they make a late payment. It's the penalty interest rate that really does the damage. Your interest rate could double overnight.
But just so I understand, the interest rates are not regulated. They can.
And keep in mind, guys, it's not just with the credit cards that them interests get you. You got to remember them parking tickets. A lot of y'all run around here with a car just to impress bitches. Y'all really don't need a car, especially my New York City niggas. Y'all know these trains is legit. And just don't be a pussy. Don't turn yourself into into a sheep. And nobody gonna bother you on them trains. You know what I mean? Niggas only play with niggas that they feel they could get wreck on. You know what I mean? Mind your business. Don't be simping, forcing, and you gonna get where you gotta go. But you don't need no car in the city like New York. You know what I mean? Unless you work out of town. You know what I mean? But you don't really need a car. But a lot of y'all run around here with these cars. Y'all get parking tickets because you don't know where to park at. You know what I mean? That shit add up. Shit start at $60, end up at $150 something, $200. You know what I mean? Niggas take your car. Now you end up got to take the boot off. That's more interest. If they hold your shit for 3 days, that you got to pay for the 3 days. Niggas got to start using your head. And it be that. It be the how your moms teach you how to ignore the problem. You can't be ignoring these problems. You got to attack these problems head on, bro. Nip them in the butt. These interest shits is killing niggas. That's where the niggas is dead off at. Niggas ain't even begin to pay off for the actual BBL work that they simped on another female. Because it be niggas. Y'all niggas then took y'all money. Y'all took y'all income tax money and paid for a bitch to stun on y'all. Y'all done paid payment plan, made a whole payment plan for a bitch to get her whole body done. And some of you chicks that couldn't attract the nigga that could do that for y'all, some of y'all went and did it on your own and got payment plans and got bills and shit, and you missed a payment. Now the bill started off at $1,500. Now you end up paying the whole $28 because you're late on the shit. Now you're refinancing. Like, you dig yourself in a hole fronting. You dig yourself in a hole faking it till you make it, guys. You know what I mean? And that's why y'all just give up. Y'all give up on the overall self-improvement because y'all don't see the win. Y'all never see the win because y'all got so much debt that y'all don't see the win. Y'all never see the profit. Soon as your money come in your hand, you got to pay it out. You got to pay it back. It ain't really your money now. Now you's a working slave. You's a fucking slave, bro. You know what I mean? But we gonna fix all that. We gonna fix all that. Because that's what be harboring a lot of y'all self-esteem. A lot of y'all don't believe in magic because your mother never taught y'all how to believe in yourself. Never taught y'all how to bet on yourself. You don't need nothing anybody else got to offer you unless it's some knowledge and information. You hear that, motherfuckers? Love y'all, man. I fucking love y'all, good breads. That's word.
Can change the interest rate relationship that you have with them with 15 days notice. So that's a major source of profit for them. And the fees are now no longer regulated.
That's exactly right. It's it's wide open. We're beginning to see banks do all this tweaking, where they're changing the interest rates and raising fees, adding new fees, all kinds of way they calculate interest, setting the due dates on a Sunday and a holiday on the hopes that maybe you'll trip up and get a payment in late. It's become a very anti-consumer marketplace.
Even the industry's top lobbyist is concerned.
I think it would be short-sighted for a credit card company to have fees that would make somebody angry, because they're likely to lose that customer. And I think it's going to cost them more to replace that customer than they're likely to get out of the fee.
You have bankers who've skyrocketed rates from 14% to 25% and $40 late fees and bad check fees and so on that fall on the shoulders of the less well-off. Yes, there's something bad has happened.
So we need regulation.
Well, we have regulation. We have regulation already. The control of the currency regulates all the national banks, and they have very vast powers.
The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the OCC, is an obscure Washington agency, part of the Treasury Department, and it regulates the national banks. Banks like Chase, Citibank, and MBNA that issue most of the credit cards in this country. Julie Williams is the acting comptroller of the currency.
We have 3 goals: to make sure that the banks don't fail, to ensure the integrity of how the banks operate their corporate governance, and to make sure that they deal fairly and honestly with their customers. At the extreme, we have the ability to take enforcement actions. And we have done that. We have taken enforcement actions.
Can you give us an example of how you have brought a large institution to task?
Well, I think probably the most conspicuous example of that would be the action that we took in connection with Providian.
That's not the story they tell in San Francisco, where in the late 1990s, the credit card company Providian Financial was experiencing double-digit growth. Providian specialized in the riskiest customers with the lowest credit scores.
They were targeting people with questionable credit or marginal credit, people that couldn't get bank cards elsewhere.
Pat Wallace is the head of the Better Business Bureau in the San Francisco area.
First thing that got our attention, of course, were the numbers, and the numbers of complaints. Providian was involved in all kinds of questionable offers and policies and procedures and operations.
Complaints about Providian from around the country came here to Wallace's office.
Providian, for example, was accepting payments from consumers on their accounts, depositing the checks, but not crediting the account for sometimes up to several weeks. What was the net result of that? Invariably, the consumer got a late charge.
They were holding payments so that they could charge late fees and they could charge overdraft fees and, in a sense,
over-limit fees. 50% of their income were fees, not interest on the money loan. Well, they were pushing the envelope. And they got by with it for a period of time, and they made a lot of money.
The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency is the main federal agency that takes complaints. Did they come to your assistance?
No, they just simply weren't interested. The response was, well, we'll take it from here. We'll watch it from here. It's not a problem at this time for us.
Complaints about Providian were also coming to June Crevette at the San Francisco District Attorney's Consumer Protection Unit, and she began to investigate, eventually drawing local press attention and then a phone call from the OCC.
Had you ever heard of the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency?
The answer from my perspective is no. Didn't really know much about it. Didn't know exactly what they did and exactly who they regulated. We never heard of them being very active in the area of consumer litigation or consumer enforcement actions against the banks.
And when the OCC contacted June Crevette, she says instead of cooperation, they issued a challenge.
There were a couple of meetings where the subject of preemption was raised.
Preemption?
Yeah, that's where they say, because we're the federal regulator, that they have exclusive authority over the national banks, and therefore we don't have jurisdiction.
You, San Francisco, don't have jurisdiction.
Yes.
The San Francisco district attorney says to us that they were told, you don't have real jurisdiction, we have real jurisdiction, and indicated to them that they might want to get out of the case.
The way that worked out was we worked together with the San Francisco District Attorney's Office. It was a collaborative process.
Well, they say once you got involved, it was very fruitful. But
Right.
what they're telling us is that the OCC only got involved once this whole situation became public, that prior to the news publicity that they were responsible for, they had no contact with the OCC.
We worked cooperatively with them when we got information about what was going on.
The joint investigation eventually culminated in a $300 million settlement. Providian declined to be interviewed and issued a statement saying, rather than revisit the past, the company is focused on services that provide real benefits today. In Washington, the OCC has been increasingly asserting its authority and attempting to curb consumer enforcement actions by local prosecutors. This has sparked a nationwide battle led by the attorneys general in all 50 states.
The OCC is now trying to squeeze out the state presence to prevent us from protecting consumers, which I think is ultimately very injurious to consumers.
Elliot Spitzer is the Attorney General of New York State.
We get thousands of complaints every year about credit card issues relating to the major banks, the major card issuers. And so we get these complaints and we try to deal with the credit card companies. But increasingly over the past number of years, what we have heard back from the major banks in a variety of contexts is that we don't need to deal with you because the OCC has told us, indeed has directed us, not to deal with state enforcement entities.
Isn't this just a turf battle between the states and a federal agency?
It's a one-way turf battle. And by that, what I mean is we are more than happy to acknowledge that the OCC has jurisdiction across the financial system when it comes to certain issues. What the OCC is trying to do is squeeze the states out in the one area where we have been incredibly useful, which is consumer protection.
The state attorneys general, Mr. Spitzer and others, say that people in our state know who we are. We have a consumer complaint office. And our beef is that you guys, the OCC, want to push them out of the business of consumer complaints.
We don't want to push them out of the business. We are both there protecting consumers. What we have been striving to do is to individually and in developing arrangements with the states, work out the best way to work cooperatively with them.
In January of 2004, the OCC declared itself the exclusive regulator of all the national banks, effectively immunizing the big credit card issuers from most state consumer protection laws. The OCC cited the Providian case as proof of its commitment to consumers.
I was dismayed that they used Providian as the prime example of their ability and their will to enforce the laws that pertain to consumers.
To you, they weren't the white knight who came into San Francisco and saved consumers from Providian.
No, we were.
Since the Providian case, the OCC says it has been more aggressive, recently issuing an advisory admonishing the banks for misleading the public about practices like 0% introductory rates and universal default.
The OCC itself has acknowledged that these practices are, as they describe it, very troubling, but notice what they didn't do. They didn't say, and we're going to prohibit them, stop them. Those are unfair practices. They are unsafe and unsound, and don't do them. Instead, they said, it's a problem. Look, if they think it's a problem, then tell the credit card companies to stop doing it.
Why don't you simply stop them? Why don't you ban these practices?
When we see practices that are potentially problematic,
They ain't finna ban those problems. They ain't finna ban that because they all make money off of it. So why are they gonna ban it? If anything, they gonna strengthen them so that they can get a bigger percentage of what they already get, guys. You know what I mean? Keep in mind, all these fuckers work together at our expense, guys. So stick around, and I'm gonna give y'all guys 15 unpopular beliefs about money. You know what I mean? Shit that they done programmed all of us with, that's wrong. Absolutely wrong. You know what I mean? If your father didn't raise you and taught you about money, then you don't know about money. You don't know what the fuck going on out this motherfucker. But today, you gonna learn. You gonna learn today, y'all. You gonna learn today. Salute to the good breads in the house, y'all. Y'all already know what time it is.
we take a variety of actions.
So you could tell them to stop and they would have to do it.
If we had a basis for concluding that a bank was involved in a practice that was unfair or deceptive, if it violated any of the other many consumer protection standards that apply to them, we can tell them to stop it immediately.
Whatever the OCC is doing, Pat Wallace says it hasn't stopped the Better Business Bureau from being deluged with complaints.
It's not an accident that the banking credit card business generates more complaints nationally across the country than any other industry. Now, what does that say to you? Out of 1,000 industries that we track, they're number one. I'd say there's a problem here. These things aren't an anomaly. All these complaints have some basis in fact. There are irritated, unhappy, dissatisfied customers in this industry, and we see it.
The Better Business Bureau tells us credit cards and banking and credit cards together, number one problem.
Of all types of complaints?
Yeah.
I would have thought it was like cable satellite installation.
No, I guess
or
you guys,
used car dealers.
your
or
members
something.
apparently are amongst them.
That's I would not have thought that that was the case.
Critics like Elizabeth Warren believe that there would be fewer complaints if the credit card industry clearly disclosed how its business works, particularly when it comes to the minimum monthly payment.
If people knew that the cost of minimum monthly payments was that they would still be paying for yesterday's trip to the shopping mall for the next 35 years, some people might decide to pay a lot more than the minimum. And the industry knows that. That's why they don't want to tell.
You advertise in your bills what the minimum monthly payment is, but you don't tell people how much that might cost you if you stuck to that minimum payment. Why not?
The disclosure would be wrong 99% of the time because nobody, almost nobody, pays exactly the minimum, that minimum every month for the 20 years and never charges another thing. It's going to be a hyper-technical, expensive disclosure that nobody would understand. So we are against disclosures that nobody would understand and that are wrong. We are for disclosures that help people understand. It's that simple.
This is a nonsense argument. In the line directly under the line that says minimum monthly payment, there's a simple sentence that can be added. If you make minimum monthly payments, it will take you how many years, 35 years, and how many months
Facts.
to pay.
Facts. Fucking facts. Put it in clear day. Put it in clear day. Don't be tricking the people, yo. Yo, salute to my guy, Keon. Yo, Keon, where you been at, man? Welcome back to class, man. Salute, man. Salute, yo. You already know, man. I gave you your roses in that graduation show and all that, man. I never forget a good brother, yo. And salute to my brother, KDH. You know what I mean? The content is golden. Had to show some love here. You already know, my guy. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, bro. KDH in the house, yo. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all stick around. Those y'all that's just now swinging through the doors because y'all late as a motherfucker, because y'all ain't put y'all notification on, because y'all playing with it. Y'all don't know if y'all like me yet or not. You know what I mean? Because I ain't articulate. You know what I mean? Because I ain't reading from a book. You know what I mean? Get your ass on over here, y'all. Keep in mind, stick around because after this, we got about 5 more minutes of this. Then I'm gonna give you guys some raw. I'm gonna give you some raw. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you some raw. I'm gonna give y'all what y'all came for because I know for a fact a hell of a mother ain't teach these 15 things that we need to know. And I know for a fact school ain't teach it. I don't give a fuck what school you went to. You could have went to Harvard. They ain't teach it. I guarantee that. Stick around, guys. That's just for y'all sticking around and enduring my bullshit, my ignorant ass for the duration of these lives. You know what I mean? I fucks with you hard.
Pay off this bill.
The man who takes credit for inventing the 2% minimum payment thinks more disclosure is useless.
This is a fascination that every now and then someone with an axe to grind or someone who thinks he's going to help consumers has on his mind. But if we had a tape and we ran a computer on transcripts of 10,000 customer service calls with questions, okay, I don't think you'd ever hear that question. So I'm kind of baffled at the artificiality of it. I don't think that's what consumers want to know because they don't expect to make minimum payments forever.
Do you know if you made the minimum payment, for instance, on your bill, how long it would take you to pay it off?
I'm not in a hurry to find out. I'm just going to pay it off.
Would you like to know?
Sure. Curious, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It would inspire me to put down more. It would inspire me. And I think that's probably why they don't put it down. It would inspire a lot more people to pay more than the minimum.
Well, virtually everyone who holds a credit card, one way or the other, under existing laws today and provisions, can be completely taken advantage of by the credit card industry. So there is a deception going on to get you into the game. Once you're in, and I've got you in, then if you get out, I charge you. If you don't meet your obligations, I charge you. You move left, you move right, I've got you.
So what are you going to do about it?
Well, I've got legislation, so I got a bill. There's always a quick answer here, and I don't know how far it'll go because I've tried this in the past. I'm not new to the issue.
A good deal of the blame for the crisis of credit card debt we're seeing in America lies in how the practices are followed by credit card companies.
In the summer of 2004, Senator Dodd introduced a credit card reform bill that would, among other things, require credit card companies to disclose how long it would take consumers to pay off their balance. But he is not up.
And it's sad, yo, because it's like they educate the people to be stupid, right? They send the people through their systems and they board ed that keep them stupid and keep them thinking and believing one way. And then it leads them right to these fools who then go in and take advantage of their miseducation through their systems. So you see how the life is designed to just send you from the cradle to the fucking grave, yo. From the cradle to the fucking grave. Damn, yo, unhook, guys, unhook. We got you. We got you, good brass. This is sad shit.
Optimistic that the bill will pass. His many previous attempts to reform the credit card business have all failed.
Why haven't you or other lawmakers been able to put some regulation into place? Is it their political power?
Sure, there's no question about it. I mean, every time we've tried to offer legislation, this industry has become very, very powerful, and it's very successful in defeating every legislative attempt that's been made over the last several years to inject some responsibility on the part of this credit card industry.
Your critics say that you block every attempt to pass industry reform or consumer protection legislation. You blocked minimum monthly payment legislation, interest cap rates, and a ban on marketing to college students.
We've done our best to block bad bills. Those are bad bills. And we'll continue to do our best to block them.
Bad for
consumers.
I want to promise you something today. You know, keep on defeating me and keep on defeating ideas like this, and you'll look back and wish we had passed this legislation. Because I'll tell you, Congress will come along and they'll take steps far more egregious in their view than anything I'm suggesting. I'm discussing disclosure. Just let people know what the deal is.
I think there's a time when the American consumer is going to hit the tipping point on this issue. And it's no longer going to be all right for credit card companies, once they're in financial trouble, to change the interest rates, to load them on with fees and penalties, to just decide that the terms of the contract they originally signed are no longer the terms of the contract. I think that day is coming.
Even an industry insider like Duncan MacDonald, who worked at Citibank for nearly 30 years, is deeply concerned.
I know enough about the industry and the lawyers in the industry, and there have to be people sitting there saying, we've got to find a way to deal with this. Have we reached that point? I don't know. But my guess is there's a debate going on. And I hope there's a debate going on. What a tragedy it would be if there isn't.
The tragedy would be what?
The status quo gets worse. The status quo is bad, and then it gets worse.
Profits keep increasing.
25% of bad rates become 30% bad rates, and late fees become $50 and $60 and so on.
Back in South Dakota, the man who helped the industry take off in the 1980s has mixed feelings about what he helped create.
Do you ever reflect on the fact that in this great success, which has been a great benefit to your state, at the same time has helped create a way of borrowing money, spending money that may have gotten out of control?
I think the answer to that is yes. I mean, we've become a plastic society. We've become a plastic society. A lot of times you want to give people cash, they look at you. Cash? Cash?
You were instrumental in making this happen in many ways.
Okay, I didn't think of any of this when it happened, and I'm still glad I still like what we did, and I still think it was a huge opportunity for my state. Now, if we're talking about the industry and 18, 19, 20 plus % interest, do I think that's a healthy thing for human beings? The answer is no. I don't think that's healthy at all.
He don't think that's healthy at all, but he gonna continue to get his money, you know what I mean, off the dummies. So they know that the guys is running around here being dummies, and they're not gonna help them. You know what I mean? All right, guys. So, you know what I mean, y'all go stretch your legs. You know what I mean? I'm gonna throw in a little commercial break. We'll be right back, and I'll get into the 15 things, the unpopular opinions. So you know we're gonna rub some folks wrong, and I gotta go to my facts lady. Those of you that subscribe to the other channel, y'all already know what time it is. This ain't on there, but this will be on that other channel. I'll break this video down into segments on the other channel. So y'all go stretch your legs, know what I mean? Talk amongst yourselves, know what I mean? Take in what we just witnessed, know what I mean? And then we'll be right back, guys.
Most of the world, so the type of woman that is good is pretty much swimming. We're not teaching hate, we're teaching.
All right, guys, so we back. And before we get started, I want you guys to go check out my guy Zone, man. Check out my guy Zone. He's on my interests. He's gonna be on the intro when we turn up. You know what I mean? So he's gonna be on my turn up videos. You know it's gonna be some shit when you hear Zone in the intro. Go check his channel out, yo. Real good brother. You know what I mean? Also, guys, another entry to the Righteous Fear, guys. Another Righteous Fear channel. Okay, let's talk about it. Go check out the brother. Okay, let's talk about it. He coming with the heat, and he be doing actual interviews. Like he do actual in the field. So he do a lot of face-to-face, one-on-one with the women and pick their mind. And you know how we do. We like to hear what they got to say. I mean, we want to hear it from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean? So he need 10 more. Zone need 10 more to get to his goal, y'all. So y'all go 10, at least 10 of y'all get there. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. Without any further ado, let's get to this. Breathe. I want all my good reds to breathe. Because I know we took in a bunch of information on our way to the top. You know what I mean? Whatever the top is to us, we took in a bunch of information. So we like to believe what we like to believe. You know what I mean? Put that in your lockers. Go put that dumb shit in your lockers, all right? I'm not here to play with y'all. I'm not here to play with y'all today. I need as many soldiers as possible. I need as many killers as possible, guys. So I need y'all to clip up and get rid of the dumb shit. Get rid of the hell of a mother shit Get rid of the shit your auntie told you. Get rid of the shit your grandmother told you. You know what I mean? I need y'all to get rid of that. Let's get it.
One of our all-time favorite topics, money, but not as we've spoken about it before. This time, we're looking at money from the perspective of the minority. The goal of today is for you to be faced with some statements that you may or may not agree with and figure out if there's any room for improvement.
All right, you may or you may not agree with, but in any event, you're going to figure out if you yourself have room for improvement, guys. Have room for improvement. That's all it's about. It's about improving.
Do not take any of these personally. At the end of the day, this is just a conversation we're looking to start within our community. Here are 15 unpopular opinions about money that you should know. Number 1, don't follow your passion, follow the money.
Exactly, guys. Stop following your passion. All right? Because they manipulated that and they told you it all wrong. They told you it all wrong. Let's hear it right now. This is let's clarify it now, guys. This is what you should be doing.
How many people have told you to follow your passion? At least a few. How many of them are super successful? None of them. Passion is what you do with your hobbies or in your spare time. Your professional life has to do with providing for yourself and your family. It has to do with the security financial freedom brings you. This doesn't mean you have to take a job you hate just for the money. In reality, you'll find that no matter what you do, those extra zeros on your paycheck make it quite enjoyable. The more you follow the money in life, the more you'll find yourself enjoying it. So why do most people get this wrong? How come following financial success is such an unpopular opinion? It's
because so many broke people, they listening to broke people. You know what I mean? When you listen to the broke people, they only gonna tell you broke shit. You know what I mean? That's why I tell you and we promote that you get around the fellas, you get around like-minded individuals, you get around some folks that's on the way up. Stop getting around folks that make you feel great. You know what I mean? You're not that great.
It's because most people think one solution should solve all of their problems. They believe your job should make you happy, should provide you with security, with personal development, with the potential of greener pastures. But that's not what jobs are. Jobs are simple economic transactions between an employer and the employee. You need to have a life outside of work. Unfortunately.
Exactly, yo. Y'all niggas make this shit, and this is the hell of a mother shit. This is because your single mother, she went to work, came home complaining and fussing about what went on, brought the whole work home to y'all, gossiping and when your job is to go there, do what you got to do, clock in, clock out, go the fuck home, get paid, put that money into owning your own shit. That's all the job is. Niggas take these jobs and these government zaddy traps they take it way too serious, bro. You know what I mean? That job should not be your passion. You know what I mean? God damn, yo. But again, they never taught us this. They teach us one way. They teach us one answer. That's the school program. And they teach us it's only one way to get shit done. Go to school. No. Unhook, guys. Let's get it.
Unfortunately, for many people, their work becomes their identity, and that's where they begin to build frustration. You can have it all, but first you got to make sure you feed yourself. That's why you should always follow the money first and figure out what to do about your passion afterward. Number 2, divorce settlements are theft.
All right, we already know, so we're not gonna play ourselves, guys. We're not gonna play. If she love us, she's going to fuck with us regardless. She's not going to get us into slavery because that right there, my friend, is that. That is theft. You heard her. And from her mouth to your ears. That's why I like my home girl. That's why I got my home girl, Alexa. Shout out to A-Lux. Got my home girl. Know what I mean? Because she going to tell it to you raw. We going to remove the gray area. Let's play that back, guys. Number 2. Know what I mean? Unpopular beliefs. People not going to tell you this. That means people not going to tell you this, especially your hell of a mother. She not going to tell you this.
Figure out what to do about your passion afterward. Number 2, Divorce settlements are theft. We can
Thievery.
feel the audience getting a little tense here.
Yeah.
We know. We're all thinking that marriage is eternal, that it's out of love and it's so pure. But this isn't about marriage. It's about what happens when one or both parties agree to split up. Let's take the example of the richest man in the world right now, Jeff Bezos. He and his ex were married for 23 years in total. A year later, he decides to follow the money and build an online bookstore. For 22 years, Jeff took his idea and eventually turned it into the biggest store the world has ever seen, making him the richest man in the world. Meanwhile, Mackenzie S. Bezos is an American novelist and philanthropist, which is code for donating some of his money. This is not about the sex or gender of these two individuals, but what would have been the amount of value Mackenzie would have brought to the marketplace on her own throughout her life. Take a moment and honestly think about it. At the time of the divorce, Jeff was worth around $140 billion, most of it in Amazon shares. You know, the company he worked so hard to build. Because they didn't have a prenup, she was entitled to $70 billion. That amount would have made her the fifth richest person in the world, right behind Warren Buffett, who's arguably the most successful investor who ever lived, ahead of Amancio Ortega, the founder of Zara and Inditex, which is basically the fast food equivalent of fashion, just because you were someone's spouse.
These are the facts. These are the facts. I don't make this shit up, guys. And this is the information that the white man know that the black kids don't know. So now y'all heard it. Y'all hear it for yourself. So don't fight it. Don't deny it. Just intake it. Just intake it. Now we know for sure that girl, his wife ain't do a goddamn thing to be worth no $70 billion. That is theft. Divorce is theft, bro. Either way you cut it.
Fortunately for Jeff, and we use the term fortunately very loosely, they agreed on the lower amount of $35 billion. You know, just a bit richer than Phil Knight, the founder of Nike. Why do some people still justify this type of split as fair? Back in the day, the large majority of women were stay-at-home moms without any other economic value.
They not that no more. They not that no more. They independent junkies. Like I tell you, they're trying to rock off of laws and commandments that was set for traditional women, for Eves. Now you got a bunch of Liliths trying to rock out on Eve's privileges, and they not trying to do what Eve did. Miss me with that. Nope. Do not get married, and do not mess with these damaged single mothers, bro. They need therapy. These bitches got to show you a therapy card first. Before you give any value to these bitches, they need to show you their therapy card. And that's on God.
Technology, education, and social reform. Women in level 4 countries have the same access to opportunities as men. You see, this has changed, yet the divorce rules haven't. That's why divorce settlements are basically theft, at least from an economic perspective.
These are the facts.
Number 3. Being able to throw money at a problem is a wonderful thing. There's a point.
That's a fact, guys. And I might have complicated common sense on this. You know what I mean? You got to have the knowledge first, though. When you have the knowledge and you know what I mean? You have the money problems figured out and you're not just surviving. It costs you nothing to throw money at a problem. That's what money is for. Think about it. Money is for problems. You can fix problems. That's why God don't want you to be poor. They teach this bullshit in the church, like if God wants you to be poor and poor, like it's a privilege to be poor. Oh, I'm from the hood. You see these because I'm from the hood. Minute they can't produce all that yap that they talking about. Minute they don't match that designer shit they put on. You know what I mean? Oh, because I'm from the hood. They start reverting to a poverty situation because they govern poverty. They govern the poverty shit. It's cool to be a fool in Black America, in the hood. It's cool to revert. That's the victim card. Oh, because I was born, like, fuck out of here, yo. Who's a fool? Who's a dummy, bro?
Point in your life where you run into problems that you know you can solve by simply throwing money at it. Debt, fines, certain illnesses, or comfort issues. This is an old mindset thinking. Old school dads can't believe you're sending your car into the garage just to replace the filters and have them look at the weird noise it's been making. For them, this is one of those issues you solve yourself. Just roll up your sleeves and get busy. It's not that the new generation lacks the skills needed to deal with this type of issue. It's more of a matter of time and effort. If it takes you less time and less effort to earn the money it costs to make the problem go away, instead of figuring out how to solve it yourself, why wouldn't you outsource it? Money is a great tool, and you'd be stupid not to use it when it clearly gets the same job done. Also, use the money to take care of yourself and relieve some stress of everyday life. Enjoy yourself while you do it.
Now, one time I give you an example of this, guys, good brads, right? I was strengthening one time, like a couple months while back on Facebook. I was strengthening with this lady, this old lady. Me and Miss Goodbread, we was out. We tend to go out. We eat out a lot. You know what I mean? We eat out a lot. So I posted a pic. She jumped on there like, y'all sure do eat out a lot. When do y'all cook? You know what I mean? See, now, the old traditional mind, an old program mind, won't see the value in eating out, treating yourself to a dinner. You know what I mean? When you pay attention, the cost of food, guys, you know how much it costs for y'all to do one meal? You know how much it costs? About $35, $50 now for y'all to go to the supermarket, buy some food, and prepare a meal. You know what I mean? It costs about $50. You know that's cheaper than a steakhouse dinner right there, guys? If you go to a steakhouse and don't go with a bitch that's going to be greedy and start ordering shit that she wouldn't order if she went on her own money. You go to the steakhouse though and order some regular shit, regular steaks, some ribeyes, that shit come out cheaper than how much it's going to take for you to go to the supermarket and buy that and prepare that, spend all that time. See, so then they don't see that time you cut and being able to throw your money at situations. See, because we could throw our money at, you know what I mean, that situation, we could save our time. We could spend time together. You know what I mean? Whereas you rather go to the supermarket away from your partner, you know what I mean? Go to the supermarket. Now you gotta put all that, you gotta cook, or you're gonna have him cook, you know what I mean? Or however the case may be, it's too much time consuming when you can throw money at it. But when you're in poverty so long, you can't see the value in that. You thinking it's survival. And that's sad. Number 4, guys.
Number 4, you don't need to live frugally to be rich. There's been this cultural self-help shift sometime between 1990 and 2000, just before the internet bubble, where every money book out there preached the same idea. Live miserably now, so one day when you're 60, you don't have to worry about money anymore.
And that's that church programming. That's that church bullshit. Like how they fucked the meek shall inherit the earth up. The meek don't got a goddamn thing to do with poverty or you being poor for any amount of long time. Is you dumb? Who taught you that stupid shit, bro? You better get to your bag. You better get to this money ASAP. Get to this money. I don't give a fuck if you don't fuck with girls. A lot of us over here don't fuck with these bitches. We get into the money because we gonna get to this bag. We need to get to this bag because the brothers is getting to this bag and we need to compete and get to this bag. Know what I mean?
Life should be derived of all unnecessary pleasures because being a millionaire is more important than enjoying your life. By saving 5 cents every day and getting it to compound for 250 years, you'd finally be able to afford the bike you wish you had when you were a child. Yes, financial discipline is incredibly important if you want to get rich, but behaving like you're homeless for the majority of your life is a stupid trade-off. You get rich by massively increasing your income and putting a large portion of it to work for you. A successful life is one where you get to do both, secure the future and live in the present. What's the point of having enough money to go to your favorite concert if all the band members are now dead? Enjoy life while your senses are active. You don't need to live frugally to be rich. You just need to figure out how to earn more and not blow it completely. Number 5, the rich get richer because they are financially literate. Yes, we know how this sounds, but it's the truth. It's very similar with any specialized profession. You don't get mad at doctors because they know more about your organs than you do. Lawyers understand the law better, and NASA scientists know more about rockets than everybody else. Basically, they are literate in their own fields. What do these three professions have in common? They're all considerably more difficult to understand than the way money works. Yet some people think of money as some sort of black magic. This is the fault of the financial sector that relies on this confusion to get average people to give their money to them for management. All of those.
Exactly. We just went over that. We just went over that with the credit card bureau. We just went over that, guys. That's how they get you, bro. It also is that saying, jack of all trades, but master of none. Yet, I don't know the entail of that, but I know the whole quote. But that shit, guys, all you need to do is max out in your field of studies. You max out in your field of studies, you make yourself great, market it, boom, here comes the money, guys. You know what I mean? You don't gotta know a bunch of shit. You ain't gotta know everything, you know what I mean? You ain't gotta know all that shit.
Those numbers and lines at the stock market, all of those documents you need to sign when taking out a loan is more than enough to keep most people away. Basic financial literacy will take you to the 10% of the population.
Right.
That's your ability to understand how much money you're making and how much money you're spending. As long as you earn more than you spend, voila, you're doing great. Your wealth keeps on growing. Learn how to set up a company and you can optimize your taxes. You now have even more money to play around with and you're in the 1%. Do all of the above and figure out a way to solve a problem that other people are willing to pay for, and now you're rich.
Guys, that was the whole blueprint right there, guys. That right there was worth the whole live. If you ain't get nothing from this live, that right there was worth everything. That's the blueprint, guys. That's the shit the white man don't want us to know. Know what I mean? But word. And salute to the brother Ken Dorsey. He said the phrase go, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but I can't see what he said, but oftentimes better than a master of one. Yeah, that's it right there. Word, guys. But this is it. Let me play that back. That was it. That's the blueprint, guys. I ain't gonna hold you, and I ain't charging you. I ain't charging you for that. I want you to be educated. I want you to win.
Basic financial literacy will take you to the 10% of the population. That's your ability to understand how much money you're making and how much money you're spending. As long as you earn more than you spend, voila, you're doing great. Your wealth keeps on growing. Learn how to set up a company and you can optimize your taxes. You now have even more money to play around with and you're in the 1%. Do all of the above and figure out a way to solve a problem that other people are willing to pay for, and now you're rich. In less than a week, you can go from being financially illiterate to being the CEO of your own company if you wanted to. But people don't do it because they assume it's as hard as becoming a rocket scientist.
Because it's too hard. It's too hard. Guys, yo, these three books right here, you know what I mean? Hold on, let me pull it up, make the screen bigger. These three books right here.
Number 6.
Hold on,
your home is not an investment.
Wait, motherfucker,
we just pissed off a bunch of.
I thought I hit pause on that.
Sort of basic financial literacy will you earn %. Do all of the above and figure out a way to solve a problem that other people are willing to pay for, and now you're rich. In less than a week, you can go from being financially illiterate to being the CEO of your own company if you wanted to. But people don't do it because they assume it's as hard as becoming a rocket scientist.
It's too hard. It's too hard. People lazy, that's all. They lazy, guys. These books right here, guys, is all you need to know, bro. If you can, read all three of them. But if you can get 1 out of 3, you good bread. Yo, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. Dave Ramsey joint, he debunks a lot of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But Rich Dad, Poor Dad is still a great read, guys, for financial literacy, guys. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna hold y'all, guys. the guys that y'all look up to and y'all think is so smart, you know what I mean? This is the shit that they read, bro. This is the shit that they read. You know what I mean? You know how I do over here. I'm not gonna hide nothing from you. I'm gonna remove the gray area. I'm gonna let you know what you need, how you need to be like me. You don't need to sit there and fucking worship me or follow me or none of that. You could be me, nigga. These books right here, guys. Yep.
Number 6, your home is not an investment.
I told y'all that
We just
already.
pissed off a bunch of homeowners.
Yes,
It's
we
not
did.
that owning your house is a bad call. It probably isn't. But stop thinking of it as an investment. Your home is a liability. That's it.
Yes, it is. Let's play that back because I done told y'all about that shit. I done told y'all that already. I told y'all that.
Home is not an investment. We just pissed off a bunch of homeowners. It's not that owning your house is a bad call. It probably isn't. But stop thinking of it as an investment. Your home is a liability. That's it. As long as you live in it, it's costing you money. Investments generate income. Yet most people think buying their home is an investment. In reality, they borrow money for 30 years to purchase a liability. If you want to start investing, you should look outside of yourself. If you really want to invest in a place to live, we recommend a concept of house hacking. Here's how house hacking works. You borrow money, but instead of buying a house for yourself, you purchase a multifamily property. While you live in one of the units, the remaining ones are paying off the mortgage for the entire property, allowing you to not only live for free, but also earn equity in the entire investment. This is a very cool topic and definitely deserves its own dedicated video.
We got y'all. I got y'all. Y'all know, stay tuned. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Shh, don't tell nobody. This that shit that they don't want us to have. Remember, white man don't want us to have this. Know what I mean? So let's get it, y'all. Let's continue, yo. Let's proceed with the proceedings, man. Salute to the chat, bro. Good bread, yo. We got the we's the best. We's the hottest thing on YouTube. Be low, quiet as kept. Quiet as kept. They don't want to pop us. They don't want to pop us, bro. They don't want to. They know what it is. They know what it is. They want to keep us quiet in the righteous fear. They want to stand us. They want to stand on our shoulders, like keep us quiet in the no. We coming. We coming. We coming. We coming.
Number 7, giving money to homeless people is wrong. Keeping it up with unpopular opinions, do not give money to beggars and homeless people. If you really want to help, offer them opportunity instead.
Exactly, yo. What's up with all this? Everything is so offensive. Everybody's so sensitive. You see how they program everybody to worship and support the victim. You know what I mean? Because when they do that, it make them feel better about their trash ass life, about their fucked up situation. They get to play Mr. or Mrs. Fix It. Don't give your money to the poor, bro. I told y'all what happened. If all the rich people in the world gave their money to the poor, and we check back 5 years from then, all the poor people will be poor again, and the rich people will be rich again. So what the fuck is we doing? Give a nigga knowledge, bro. Give a nigga knowledge. I tell niggas that all day that jump in my super chat acting like I got $1 million. Yo, Mr. Goodbread, you think you can cash at me? And it be niggas, bro. Niggas. A jump in your inbox like, can you cash at me? No. I give you some knowledge, my nigga. I give you something worth more than money, bro. I give you some knowledge. Shit crazy, bro. These motherfucker and the panhandlers, I seen that motherfucker get up, dust his shit off, walk towards the train. So I'm going towards the train. So nigga gets on the train, pulls out a hat, put his hat on, start counting bread, yo. Start counting bread, bro. I'm like, ain't this some shit here? It took me one time to see that, bro. I ain't get these motherfuckers shit since.
It serves as a great way to differentiate between those who are comfortable where they are and those who, through an unlucky string of events, got there. Clean clothes, job prospects, and hygiene products are more valuable than cash. A decent beggar in the US makes between $50,000 to $80,000 per year. In the UK, it's even worse. People are pretending to be handicapped to boost their earnings, and it's working. There are many cases where so-called professional beggars are earning north of $100,000 a year. Let's
Facts, guys. Look at the elderly that's left in the black community. These bitches is playing dumb, and these niggas is playing dumb for Social Security, bruh. They playing like they so hurt, so sick. You give a black person a fucking ailment, bro, and they're gonna run with it, bro. They're gonna fucking run with it, bro. These niggas is playing dumb, bro. They playing homeless for the bread, for government zaddy on crumbs, bro. They playing all types of crazy so they don't gotta work and they can just get shit handed to them. But these are our victims, bro. Don't give these people your money, bro. Don't go and don't be giving your beta male friends. You know what I mean? Don't be giving your beta male friends shit, bro. They don't like paying back. So when they cash out all their bread to the girl, and they come to you begging and borrowing, don't give them nothing, bro. Don't give your beta male friends nothing, bro.
put aside those who are basically scamming people into giving them money and look at the rest of them. Although they ask for it, it's not really money they need. Direction and purpose are the key differentiators between those who escape homelessness and those who don't. Everyone can escape being homeless if they really wanted it. Your cash donation is either keeping them in the same place in life or crowdfunding a little fortune. Moral of the story, do not give money to beggars.
And that's a fact. And I don't give a fuck how mad that make you feel. Oh, Mr. Goodbread, you mad mean, you mad cold. I heard the video you did with the old ladies in the Bronx, and I don't give a fuck, bro. And I mean that. I mean that. That's on God. That's on God, yo. When I pray, that's on God. I'm not feeling bad for no, because we not victims, bro. You either didn't do something, continued to do something, or refused to do something. You pick one. But you ain't a victim.
Number 8, fancy weddings are a waste of money.
All right.
Nothing makes sense about expensive weddings. The more you look into it, the more you understand that it's a marketing ploy where a bunch of people are taking money away from you and your parents.
Now, this ain't a nigga that's talking. This ain't a nigga that's sitting here hating. This ain't a nigga sitting here hating right here. This is facts. These are the facts, guys. These are the facts. That's why I like to bring in my girl A-Lux. You know what I mean? I like to bring in my girl A-Lux. Because, you know what I mean? For some reason, they don't want us to get this type of information. They want us to stay, you know what I mean, dough-lice.
Yet somehow everybody does it. There's this illusion in the minds of everyone that not only are you required to do this, but it's also an incredible experience. In reality, weddings suck. The food is overpriced and pretty mediocre. You're overpaying for everything and nobody is enjoying themselves. What began as a celebration slowly got diluted into becoming...
That's a fact. Y'all go all out your way, right? Y'all go all out your way. Y'all go all out your way to invite people that don't even like y'all. People sitting around there praying on your downfall. People will show up to y'all breakup more than your wedding. You know, people like the excitement. People like the negativity, yo. I will go viral if I get on this live, one of these lives, and tell you how Miss Goodbread did some dumb shit, did some yandy shit. Motherfuckers will feel so sorry for me. Niggas will be cash apping me. Niggas will be sharing my videos. The channel will fly because everybody roots for the victim, guys. And everybody is living this fantasy delusion shit. That's what this wedding shit is. It's all delusion, guys. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. It's expensive nonsense. It's overpriced foolery, bro. Bunch of people don't even like you sitting up in your shit. You know what I mean? And y'all paid for it. $30, $40 a plate, too. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
A formality. Instead of spending $50,000 to $150,000 on a wedding that lasts one night, take that money for yourself and your partner and travel the world for a couple of months. It'll be a life-changing experience you'll make a lot more memories with, and you won't be stressed out if Uncle Joey is getting wasted again and starting fights. Yes, some people will be angry with you, but they're just jealous you didn't go the same route as everyone else.
Right.
Number 9. You need money to have kids. Having kids is...
All right now. So we're going to stop bringing these kids into poverty situations and then blaming the dad. because he don't want to be your slave. He don't want to be your slave. All right? Fellas, we gonna stop shooting the club up because a bitch worked in Strawberries or in the Dollar Tree and she got free governmental cribs and assistance. We gonna stop shooting it up. Know what I mean? We know what can happen. We know with getting coochie come great responsibility. We know that you need money to have kids. We also know you need money to live. So now you take your pick. Which one you want to do? Which one you want to do? Come on, man. Let's go. Cook them, A-Lux.
Expensive. Did you know that? Money and time-wise, they require a lot of both if you want them to actually be a positive element of society. It's not just enough to have the child. You need to take into account the lifetime cost of this decision. Instead of having 4 children hoping that one of them will take care of you when you're old, have only one and give them the attention and resources they need to be successful. Statistically,
that's what scared everybody with this open population shit. Because when all overpopulation is a lack of resources going towards one. You know what I mean? One population is not going to get shit. You know what I mean? Because all the focus going to be on one person. You know what I mean? So when you have these, when you're a bitch that have 6 and 5 and 3 and 4 kids, you depriving your one. You're depriving one kid. You're depriving one kid. And then you worry about the man. You see how God worked in equal and exact ways. You know what I mean? Because a man can maintain that. A man could spend time a Monday with this kid, Tuesday with this kid, Wednesday with this kid, Thursday with this kid. You know what I mean? You see how that works? You bitches, y'all can't do that. Y'all have the kids. So y'all have 5 kids. Which one you giving your attention to? Because don't try to lie and eat crab legs, bitch. You can't give all your attention to all of them. I give you the benefit of the doubt. Which 3 out of the 5 you gonna give the most attention to? Exactly. This is why y'all need to educate yourself before you start busting it open.
Statistically speaking, the more successful society becomes, the less children each family decides to bring into the world. This is why those overpopulation worries are unfounded. The total world population will cap out between 11 and 12 billion. Instead of having more and more children, the smart thing to do is to allocate all the resources needed to ensure that child is properly taken care of, raising their quality of life. The world is picking up speed, costs are going up, and the majority of the population does not understand just how expensive having a child is. With more and more countries moving from level 3 to level 4 in wealth, the costs of raising a child will normalize. The US is somewhere in the middle of the rich countries, so let's take it as a benchmark. As of 2018, the cost of raising a child is $233,610, excluding the cost of college. I'm
gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave that screen there. Guys, you're gonna pay that. You're gonna pay that. Because government saying Zaddy got her half. You're gonna pay that. That's what you would have accumulated, give or take, for 21 years without even being in your kid life the way you want it to be. You know what I mean? So you're gonna pay that. You know what I mean? You see, look at that figure there. I'm gonna let that sit there, guys. You're gonna pay that. You know what I mean? And your child ain't gonna have that because you paid that. But you think you see that on your child? Do you think you see that anywhere in your child, on your child? So now you'll be 40 years old, done paid $233,000 and some change around there, you know what I mean? To a child who don't have none of that to show, and you have nothing to show. Now you can start living life the way you're supposed to be. This is why, guys, it's important to wrap up, strap up, and don't play with your life. My young guys, my youngins, my young breds that's over here watching me, this is why it's very important. We're getting sex, we're getting cheeks, you know what I mean? Crushing buns, whatever y'all want to call it, whatever y'all run around calling it now. Smashing. With smashing come great responsibility, bro. And our society, it holds us accountable off the rip, bro. I mean, these bitches ain't our bitches. You think that bitch your bitch. That bitch belongs to the state, bro.
from middle-income family, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. That's raising one child from birth to the age of 18. Keep that number in mind the next time you decide to pull out or not. Number 10. People earn more because they decide to earn more. Here we go again.
Right. Ain't no magic. People just ain't manifest. Sky Zaddy ain't just bless a few people. And stop saying people got lucky. People did the work. Let's stop removing the work that these people that are successful and that got to the bag. Let's stop removing the work that they put in, the dedication, the consistency, you know what I mean? The resilience that they put in, the not giving a fuck about what everybody else, what all the other sheep gonna say about them. Let's not remove that and just peg them as lucky. Let's stop doing that. You know what I mean? People earn more because they want to earn more, bro. Period. Point blank, period. And people stay poor because they want to stay poor. They want to be mediocre. They're okay with being mediocre. They take in mediocre food, mediocre information. They chill around mediocre individuals. Everything mediocre.
Yes, you earn as much as you decide to earn. Most people don't earn more because they're comfortable with their income level and choose not to advance. It's like mastering a certain level in a video game and keep doing it over and over again because you're good at it. The thing is, there's more to the game than your...
Remember, I told y'all my analysis that I always tell y'all. These motherfuckers, these dummies is running around the black community playing Monopoly just to pass go and collect the $200. Imagine you sitting there and it's me, Keon Dorsey, it's T.O., my boy Tolo, and then we got a modern woman and a simp. And me, T.O., and Keon Dorsey, we playing Monopoly, right? We trying to stack out green colors. I got 2 greens, so I'm trying to get the last green. Keon got the yellows. He trying to get the last yellows. The nigga T.O., he got boardwalk, so now he trying to get, you know what I mean? And then the other 2 players, these niggas is just going around the board collecting $200, and they happy as a motherfucker too. They happy as a motherfucker. That's what the black community is doing right now. The black community is the 2 motherfuckers, the simp and the modern woman that's just going around the board collecting government zaddies $200 and lying and eating crab legs and fronting. Sad, B. Sad. But then lying. You know what I mean? Don't forget the lie part.
Currently experiencing, but it's your choice if you want to move forward or not. Once the decision to earn more is made, your actions change. You either work more or specialize, both resulting in a higher income. You will always earn in direct proportion to the value you bring into the marketplace.
I'm gonna let that sit right there. In fact, I'm gonna blow that up. Y'all can screenshot that because that's a whole fact. You will always earn in direct proportions to the value you bring to the marketplace. All right. You see that on social media all day, all night. The girls get up there and they post all the bullshit that they want to make them feel good. It don't add no value to nobody else, and they only get a couple likes. You know what I mean? Brothers get up there and we say inspirational shit and we get thousands of likes. You know what I mean? Because when you add in value, you're gonna get results. When you not adding no value, you ain't getting shit. You can get your little dopamine hit. And that's it. Go on with yourself. You know what I mean?
You want to earn more? Become more valuable. The truth is, people get comfortable where they are, despite wishing they had more. The difference between staying the same and upgrading your life lies in the way successful people set goals and plan their next moves. While everybody else is wishing for things, successful people are breaking their goals down into actionable steps. Any goal that's been achieved by someone else is achievable to you as well, with the right planning. For the past 6 years, we've constantly hit every single one of our goals by using a different framework for yearly planning. Number 11. Growing up poor doesn't make you a better person than anyone else. Growing up poor doesn't make you a better person than anyone else. We grew up poor.
If you niggers will stop the dumb shit. Stop wearing this nigger shit and this hood shit, this hood rat shit, this hoodlum shit, this I'm a Tupac. Stop wearing this shit like it's a badge of honor, bro. Shit's not. It's really not, bro. It's really not a badge of honor, bro. This gangster shit That shit not a badge of honor, bro. You not tough. Y'all not tough. Just emotional.
And worked our way up. Along the way, we met a lot of people with a plethora of values and ideologies. One of the most annoying ones are people who look down on others because they didn't get the same start. Your goal as an individual is to move up in quality of life so that your child doesn't have to deal with the same difficulties you did growing up. Some people climb faster than others, and that's okay. Just because someone's parents outperformed yours and you're now just catching up doesn't mean you're more entitled to success. Get over yourself. The reality is, you probably wish your childhood was a lot better, less stressful, and with fewer traumatic events. Growing up poor sucks, but you never realize just how many things you're missing out on because you never knew about them. Number 12. We're all self-made, but only the successful will admit it.
Bingo! I tell you guys all of the time, the cost to enter is criticism. As long as you're okay with being criticized, you are on your way to winning. Period. We all self-made. I told y'all this a long time ago. It says it in the Bible. We're all tools in God's toolbox, bro. We're all tools in his toolbox, bro. Some of us is the wrench, some of us is the hammer, but in any event, we all unique because we all different, bro. And he ain't make no mistakes creating us.
You built this life for yourself. You chose this job. You chose the clothes you wear. You chose to watch this video right now instead of a million other things you could be doing. Those cliche sayings like, life is what you make it, are cliches for a reason. They're true. It's hard to admit that you're a failure because of your own doing. That's why people would blame it on anybody else except themselves. It's the government, the market, kids with their cellular phones, or even God. But never themselves. As humans, we love to take credit for when things go our way, but throw blame on anything else when they don't. In this moment of honesty, look at yourself. It's just you and us right now. What blame do you place on others when you should place it on yourself? Start.
Now I'm going to sit there. Now I'm going to look at you like I'm going to take my shades off. You know what I mean, guys? Teachable moment, guys. Teachable moment. Do you want to win or do you want to pretend, guys?
There and take responsibility for the way you are right now. If you don't like this person you've become, it might be time to change. Number 13. Money isn't real. We made it all up.
Thank you. Say that one more time for the dummies in the back. They don't teach this in school. They didn't teach the sheep that one. They teach the sheep that one. Hold on. One more time for the educated lames in the back. Yeah. Because they could pass tests with 100. They get hundreds on tests and shit. They smart.
Might be time to change. Number 13. Money isn't real. We made it all up. This is one of those realizations you only get to fully experience once money is no longer an issue in your life. Until then, money is everything, because money can solve most of the problems you have in your life. There's this interesting thing that happens once you break free of the financial chains, where you understand that money is unlimited. There's a building in every country that simply chooses to put funny pictures on color.
Don't forget, guys, I tell you, you got life problems and you got money problems. Life problems being like relationships, you know what I mean, health and shit like that, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Your character, your self-esteem. Those are life problems. Then you have money problems. You know what I mean? What you gonna eat? You know what I mean? Where you live at? You know what I mean? Your rent. You know what I mean? When you figure the money problems out, then you'll be able to attack the life problems. You know what I mean? But you can't use the money to attack the life problems. You see how money is not gonna help you with the life problems. Money is used for the money problems. Your rent, your food, and shit. The life problems, you got to figure the money problems out first in order to get to the life problems. And that's where a lot of people go wrong, trying to do too much.
Colorful pieces of paper and then get you to put it in your wallet and exchange it for your time. Money isn't real, folks, but it buys things that are. Having money should never be the goal. Get value instead. That's why you hear everybody talking about gold the way they do, but we prefer land and properties. Number 14, you're not.
For example, guys, you guys are valuable, whether you donate or not. I appreciate those that donate. Much love, you know what I mean? I'm going to always do the right thing with the donation. But just you watching, just you spending your time is valuable, bro. You see how that's your value? That's the value you offer to me. So it's like everything has value, bro. And it's just crazy, guys. I could have explained that better, but I mean, I kind of lost train of thought there. But you guys get what I mean. Oh, shit. Oh, Alex about to go in right now. Hold on. She about to go off. You feel me? That's what I was going to say. Got back to my train of thought. You see how whether you donate or not, you have value. The donation will be the money. You know what I mean? But your value and just you being here is worth more than the money. You see how money ain't nothing. You being here is your money. Your time is your money. So you being here is how you add value to me. I'm giving y'all the content. You know what I mean? So I'm adding value to y'all for your time. So it's an even exchange. And that's how shit's supposed to work. We have life problems and we have money problems. And you cannot use money to save your life problems. Salute, yo. Quote. That's it, yo. Dead ass. Dead ass.
Having money should never be the goal. Get value instead. That's why you hear everybody talking about gold the way they do, but we prefer land and properties. Number 14, you're not ugly, you're poor. You know all those Instagram models?
Yeah, that's a fact, though. Hey, Lux, why you do it to him like that, though? That's a fact, though. You're not ugly, though. You just poor. You trying to pretend to be one of them bitches on Instagram, but you not. And you need to chill. You need to chill. Facts. Number 14, B. Let's play that back. That's a whole fact. They ain't gonna like this one.
For land and properties. Number 14, you're not ugly, you're poor. You know all those Instagram models?
And see, hold on, real quick, Alex. They mom not gonna teach them this. Why? Because they mom spend their whole life, their whole childhood telling them how beautiful they is. And your mom's only gonna tell you that because, you know what I mean? If you had your dad in your life, your dad would be like, you ugly. You know what I mean? Play with you a little bit and rib you a little bit so that you won't let it go to your head. But when you come up with a single mother, she gonna tell you, you pretty, you look good, because you look like her. You know what I mean? So what else she gonna tell you? This is why they say you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. You know what I mean? Because you look like them. You know what I mean? But you're not beautiful. You know what I mean? The truth is, you know what I mean? You're not ugly either. You're just poor.
It costs less than $10,000 to look like that if you wanted to. Many of them made the $10,000 investment in order to earn the money back by promoting you these plant-based teas that make you poop a lot.
Dummy.
Beauty has become a commodity these days, and natural beauty is no longer that natural. Skin, face, teeth, clothes, fat percentage, they're all up for purchase.
Everything. These bitches done turned themselves into a walking mannequin, B. These bitches faker than the mannequin, yo.
And to be honest, it's a good thing. It starts to turn only when people abuse it. But for the general population, thank technology that you can now have eye surgery instead of having to wear ridiculous glasses for the rest of your life. Thank technology that you can have hairy moles on your back removed and your crooked teeth fixed. Once you understand that you can retouch yourself in real life, the world becomes your oyster. Just make sure you don't end up looking like Jocelyn Wildenstein. And also, please cut down on the puffy lips. It's gotten out of hand. Number 15. Money can buy happiness.
Uh-oh.
There, we said it.
Uh-oh, no, Mr. Good Running. No, he ain't say that shit. No, he ain't say money can buy happiness. No, he didn't. You big dummy. Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can. And they need to start teaching us this, man.
Happiness can be purchased. The catch is, it's not available to everyone. Buying happiness is an art.
And another thing, before you get to that happiness, you got to purchase one thing. You know what I mean? And when you have enough money to purchase that, the happiness come automatically. The happiness is coming as soon as you purchase peace. See how that works? Happiness is attached to peace. So once you buy your peace, you see how that works? It's magic. Once you buy your peace, you have bought your happiness, because money buys peace and peace buys happiness, guys. That's how that works, in that order.
You need time and knowledge to master it, but it can certainly be done. Most people confuse happiness with pleasure. Pleasure is super easy and widely available if you have the money, but happiness is a
That's why women like you to lie to them, because they take the happiness and the pleasure over the real, genuine growth every day. They want the pleasure. You know what I mean? They want the pleasure. And it feels good to tell them lies. They love the lies.
completely different beast. Buying happiness relies on understanding the way memories evolve in time. For example, money can buy that trip your partner always dreamed of making and the good times you're experiencing while away. In those moments, you're happy. The memory of that event will last a lifetime, and you'll be able to relive the state of happiness until you die. Happiness comes from experiences that make life feel like it's worth living, and gratitude for being in the place you are right now. Master the art of spending money, and eventually you'll learn how to buy happiness. Number 16. It doesn't matter how much you learn if you never put in the work.
And that's a fact, guys. And that's the bonus right here. We're going to get ready to wrap this out and send y'all to the dean's office. My guy, OKL, is up next. You know what I mean? So we're going to send y'all to the dean office. And thank y'all, guys. I appreciate y'all. Before we get to this, before we close the show, hold on. Let me give y'all bonus, you know what I mean? Because I know that y'all come to the channels and y'all like to be entertained, but y'all also like to be educated, guys. So I need you guys to make sure you're sharing these videos, because I need more young guys to get to this type of content. You know, this is the real kind of content. I keep it balanced. I keep it balanced for us. We're going to laugh, we're going to hee, we're going to ha, but in the most part, I'm going to always bring you the content that you need to change the laws of your mind and become a better person, become a more quality person, more quality individual, so you can help out another brother. You know what I mean? You help out another brother. That brother help out another brother. Before you know it, the help is going to get back to me. You know what I mean? And that's how it is, guys. So with our bonus, I just want y'all to really take in the information. Really don't be scared to take in new information and stop looking at shit like it's corny all of the time. We all going to be different, guys. We all different. You know what I mean? We all different. You got Dirty for what Dirty do. You got Palmer for what Palmer do. Okay, he do what he do. So stop looking for everybody to be like Kevin Samuels. Stop looking for one person to be like any particular person. Let them be themselves, guys. You know what I mean? And you learn from them. You don't ever cut yourself off from information, guys, all right? And I appreciate y'all time for today, guys. Word.
Many of you are passionate about building wealth or being successful, so much so you came to this long video and even watched it until the end. When analyzing our community, we found something interesting. There are some of you that watch our videos and go out and put them to good use. These are the people who message us about how they got a pay raise. Those that just went and set up their first company. Those who moved to a different country once they realized that's what they needed to do after watching our videos. These are the doers. We love them because they put our advice to the test and serve as proof that it works. On the other side, you'll find the professional wanter. These are folks who go to every event, have read at least one PDF of a book they once downloaded, and after this video will probably go watch some gameplay. The difference between these two is that the latter is just pretending to be learning, while the first one is actually seeing results.
And that's a fact, guys. That's a fact. Y'all already know it's all about quality infotainment, and that's what we bring here. Salute to the chat. We gonna get on and wrap this thing on up, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Keep in mind, guys, moral of the story is link with the brothers, build with the tribe, bro. Wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly, do not play with your life. And I see y'all later on tonight. Y'all know later on tonight, we're gonna do some fun tonight. We got some hoes to talk to tonight. We definitely gonna talk to the hoes. Yeah, because this one chick, she told us her body count. She told us she been fucking since she was 12. So we gonna hear it from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean? And we gonna break down why body count is important. We're gonna talk about it tonight, guys. All right. So again, guys, salute y'all. Salute to y'all. Pat yourself on the back. Thank you to all of those that donated. You know what I mean? Thank you for all of those that tuned in, man. I check y'all, man.
He wanted to be humble. He could have had a big home.
What do you like about
he
her?
drove a little old
What do you like
car in
about
his younger days.
I don't know. I feel so protected. I don't know. They just make you feel so protected. And I don't know. They just do something to you.
You and the drug dealers?
I am. I have been in situations where I could be, riding around in traffic or with him as he handling business, whatever. And we had pulled up to a light, and his enemy was like, okay, so if this is us, his enemy is on like the right hand side of us. And when I say like I ain't never had a dude like lean over me and drop the seat back to where I fell back and they start shooting, and I'm sitting here like, I like you here.
Right.
That sounds so toxic.
So basically, you was in a shootout and it turned you on.
Yes. And I don't know why I liked it, why it turned me on. I got issues. It's the toxic for me. I don't know. Just shit. Shake me up a little bit.
Right. So basically just him shaking you up or whatever, that's like a good way to put you in your place.
Yes.
Okay, but what if a man doesn't even want to do that? He's like, yo, I don't even want to do that. Like, do you feel like that makes him less of a man?
I'm not gonna say it makes you less of a man, but how you gonna control me?
Right. So if he's not shaking you,
Ladies and gentlemen, from Harlem, New York, put your cigarettes out and pull your panties out. Put your hands together. Mr. Good Friday.